Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us on a Thursday night here. We got our next edition of Years of Horror. We got a little bit more to choose from this time around. I figured, since 2020s were a full decade, we're going to combine the 2010s and 2020s and have them all together. So I'm not going to waste too much time because we got a great, huge panel here and a lot of movies that we can go through and talk with everybody about. And we'll try to get into the chat when we can. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to start bringing people out just real quick here. We got Jess.
Hello.
In the house. We got Sin back. And
Hello.
we have Christy and AJ soon to be joining us.
He's coming. He's coming.
And we got Joe in the house.
How we doing?
Good. And we got Mika and Kira.
Hey.
We got
the stereos.
I know. I love it. Chris, how are you?
Your champ is here. Let's go.
And we got Jeff. All
hey,
right.
everybody.
The big thing with this many people, I was like, I'm going to bring them out quick so people aren't sitting back there bored because I want to get you all on the screen. Everybody wants to see you all more than they want to see me. So I want to get you all on here. And I didn't want to, I was like having this big fear of leaving somebody backstage, like forgetting. So I think I got everybody. So I love this. Now, I wrote down in an order because how everybody was ordered before. I wonder if I can move.
You can
around.
move us.
All right.
Yeah.
There we
There you
go.
Okay.
Okay, now it's perfect. This is how we were back before we went live, and I wrote down everybody's name because I'm really good about skipping people too. So I wanted to make sure we got that. But we'll go through and do introductions when we go through each of the first picks as well. So we'll get into that. But so we can get going on that, I'm going to jump out in the chat just really quick, and then I'm going to get out here. I'm excited to see what everybody's pulled for movies and get talking with you all. So we'll run through that real quick. We have, some of our panelists tonight out here saying hi to everybody. So it's always nice to be able to reach out and say hi to everybody. Love seeing it. Hey, Jimmy, how we doing? Scottish Geek Guy saying howdy, folks. You got it earlier in the morning there, I believe, at this point. But I appreciate you jumping in. Magic Hand saying what's up, everybody.
Magic.
Hey.
Got
How we
Holland.
doing?
Holland.
Jane Doe Latte.
Nikki.
Hey.
My honorary mom's Jeff's real mom. So love you being in here. We got saying Evil Dead 2013 is massively underrated. Oh, well, you never know.
Yes, it is.
Maybe we'll get pulled up. We'll have to see. Hey, Bacon. Got Park and Slip in here saying, what up, bros? Swinging by to drop my like and say what up. Just got to Disney, but definitely want to check this replay. Have a great stream, bro. Yeah, awesome stuff. A lot of people that are in here in the chat have great channels themselves, so go check everybody else there out as well. But yeah, he has some great traveling and food live streams and things he does, and hits a lot of the Disney and everything. But I always tell him we blame each other when we get hungry because I see he puts him short of like going to In-N-Out and has a big burger or something like that. And makes me want to get one. Mike Unofficial in here saying hi, y'all.
Hey, Mike.
Thanks for jumping in here. Got Adrian James saying hey there, Corey. How we doing?
Adrian.
Hey.
Nerd King Production. What's up, everyone?
Hey.
Love the name. Paul Draws.
Hey, Paul
Paul.
Happy Optimus. Hey, Prince. How we doing? Good morning. Yep,
Prince.
good morning for you, sir. Good evening for us. Oh, the chat always jumps on me. I like the Purge. Oh, you never know. You guys can throw out some of your favorites, and we'll have to see if it gets
I
talked
have
about
that. I haven't
tonight.
watched it yet. I see parts of it.
So, Jeff, my gaming buddy. Yep. That's life, but
Hawks
just wouldn't
now.
know it. William, how we doing? Park and Slip, you managed to pull yourself away from the Olympics.
Yeah.
He was getting into the basketball today because the U.S. men's team was trying to decide whether they wanted to lose a game or not. So I think it was a little close for them.
It's the women's basketball.
Oh, yeah. Marie's in here. How we doing, Marie? Got Spicy Reed. So we see 4K action.
Oh my God, on Instagram.
Yep, he's awesome. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell everybody in the chat, I want to definitely, if somebody pops up, and when we're talking, I might just throw your chat up there if I happen to see it. I want to make sure I say hi to everybody that comes in, but to save some time and make sure we get through a lot of movies and get to talk to everybody, I'm going to kind of take some I'm probably going to wait until we get all the way through a round before really digging into chat again. So I'm not ignoring you. We're watching for it. I want to say hi. I'll throw a comment up if somebody new I see pops in here. But I hope you enjoy the conversations that we all have and some of the picks that we have coming out here. We got Muckman Movies in here saying good morning. Going to put you on my pillow to fall asleep.
Good night.
I think-
Lovely subject matter to go to sleep to.
yeah, exactly. Horror movies. So, all right. I'm going to put a pin in it right there. So, all right. When we go through here, like I said, when we go to each one of you, Jess, I'm going to kick it off with you. But do you want to, I guess for the first time around, do you want to just kind of introduce yourself and tell people where you can find you?
Hello, Lost Girl.
So are we doing like introduction and are we doing our pick?
Yeah.
Okay, just so I know I'm not like
Yeah. Sorry. I'm not really great at I'm just rolling.
Like the twins said, we're both Lost Girls. You can find me YouTube, Instagram. I have TikTok, so I have all the socials. But yeah, that's really it.
and not to interrupt you, but I will say I have everybody that you see on the screen, probably except mine. I have everybody's at least YouTube and Instagram if you have those. I don't probably have the TikTok on there. So Jess, I have yours out there. And then I will say too from the thumbnail, sorry, I keep on talking. There were some things that came up and some people weren't able to join and we got some great new additions like Jess jumping in here. So was so
That's very
excited
cool.
about
Yeah, we'll see
that.
it back in here.
So yeah, links for everybody. Make sure you go follow everybody. So, okay, Jess, let's hear what you got for your first movie.
Okay, well, I just somebody mentioned a comment and I was just gonna say because it didn't come up on the stream, but like happy Optimist, no more Judgment Day. So, but my first pick, I went with The Love Witch.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, I didn't know that was a newer one.
that's cool.
It is shoot.
It's from a few years back. Yeah.
Okay.
2016, so it
Yeah.
still counts. So
Oh,
The Love
oh,
Witch.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So if it's The Love Witch,
It's on Shudder.
it's got that like whole like 70s vibe to it. If you've seen it, I don't know if anybody else has seen it on here, but
Yeah.
I watched it and I'm like, I really like this movie. It's got like a Hammer, that's it. The Hammer horror movies.
Yeah.
I was
Yes.
gonna say
I figured
Argento,
that-
but I'm like, that's not who
No,
it
Hammer.
is.
Hammer.
Hammer horror. It's
Hammer.
got like that Hammer horror feel to it.
Yep.
Technically, it's not horror. It's more like goth and that sort of thing. But I would consider it in this category. So we have The Love Witch.
Who
Well, I
doesn't
think that-
want? You know
Nice.
what?
That cover
Good
even
choice.
has that aesthetic, I think.
Yeah.
too.
Oh yeah, it
Almost
does.
the
And then you've
70s
got like
almost
the
look to it.
back there. So
Yeah.
I love when films do that.
Yeah.
Love it when they do that.
yeah. And I put it in a custom pink
I
case.
was
I
I
just-
saw that.
Oh,
I was
that's
gonna
so
ask
cute.
that.
Oh, the case is perfect.
I was
Yeah.
going to ask you because I always see you grabbing colored cases of
Yeah.
something else to be like, oh, this would look great on this other movie. Or,
Yes.
So
Mhm.
I love seeing that. So
Yeah, I like doing that.
I'm
But yeah,
gonna
I
be
have The
writing
Love
down
Witch.
I'm going to be writing down a bunch
Oh,
of movies. I have not seen that one.
Yeah.
It's a modern movie, but it still has that like Hammer horror feeling and like aesthetic to it.
Yeah.
But it's not like set in the 70s, but it has some like qualities like cinema wise to it.
Yeah, that was
I
one thing
guess.
that was confusing when I was first watching it. I was like, this feels like something from the 70s, but it's
Yeah.
not taking
Once you
place
get
in-
further into the movie, you're like,
Yeah.
okay, wait, this isn't in the 70s.
Yeah, yeah. Takes a little bit.
Well, very
The
good.
the only thing I could not stomach in that is like it wasn't like gross or anything. Maybe to a guy it's gross. Was the whole tampon thing? I'm like, if you've seen that movie, you know what I'm talking about.
I haven't seen it, so now I got to go check it out.
Right, yeah.
It sounds like a film that's in the Italian Gothico set that Arrow released called The Witch that was done in like the 50s, I think it is. I highly suggest watching that one because that has similarities to that film that Miss Jess just put out there.
What was that one? Call of the Witch.
Yeah, it's called The Witch. It's part of that Italian Gothico set that Arrow did release. That's a great box set too, by the way. They have kind of classic Italian Gothic films on there, black and white, really good. So yeah, it's a good choice.
I'm gonna have to get another piece of paper for all the recommendations I'm gonna be writing down here. So awesome! I love it, Jess. Right off the bat, we got something I haven't heard of, so I love doing that. So I'm gonna be. Who knows? Maybe I'll have some that people haven't heard of, but I know there's a lot of them that people heard of. But I was like, I don't care. I love them. I'll still talk about them. But Awesome. That's a great way to start it off. Thanks, Jess.
Mhm.
All right. So we got up Sin. We got up next Sin's Corner.
Oh, okay.
So a little intro.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. I'm Sin from Sin's Corner. I mostly do movie reviews nowadays. I have done some reactions, but I do generally movie reviews. I also have live stream discussions about movies of various topics and things like that. So the one that I'm going to pull out today is it ties in with the very first one I mentioned the last time we had a stream together. And that's going to be Halloween 2018.
Nice. Very nice.
Because I freaking love the heck out of this movie.
That's good. Yeah.
I do too. I like it.
I was so surprised because I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. I try to pretend that kills and ends don't exist.
Oh, same.
Not happy with those, but absolutely love this because there's different timelines in the Halloween universe.
Yeah.
And this happens to be so Halloween the original than this one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also cool because not long ago I met Nick Castle.
Oh, cool.
And got to talk
Nice.
to him. And the very first thing I said to him was, I just want you to know you have been my nightmare my whole life. He said, that doesn't sound good. Nope. And then he gave me his blessing not to be afraid of Michael Myers anymore. But I said, it won't work. I still have nightmares about him. But I felt like this was just a really well done film. I love that John Carpenter, he worked on the score for this with his son, and he added like a bit of sort of rock type electronic sound to it. I just love the whole vibe. I love Jamie Lee Curtis's acting in here and how they really touched on her PTSD basically and what the events of the first movie did to her as a person and how it basically destroyed her life. But she's determined to rise above it. And this is just fantastic film. So that's my pick.
That's a good one. Yes. I love that.
That's
one.
ass up.
The only one that exists to me. Yes.
Yes, right. I didn't know they had plans to make more movies. I thought this one was it. When it ended,
Yeah.
I'm
I
like,
did.
that was such a good, right? It was such a good ending because you could take it either way. You could take
Exactly.
it that he died if you wanted to,
Mhm.
or you could take it that he possibly lived.
Mhm.
And I was like, well, that's just so great how they did it. Then they had 2 more planned. And I was like,
Mhm.
well, okay. And kills. And I was like,
Pandemic
man.
really hurt that franchise.
oh, Lord. Yeah, it sure did. But they had started filming Kills before the pandemic even happened.
Yeah, they did.
And Kills was already
Oh my God.
like a bad indicator. So I'm officially annoyed with David Gordon Green. I feel like he shouldn't touch any more horror franchises.
Agreed.
And,
Agreed.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, Exorcist. I gave him a chance on Exorcist. And I was like,
My God.
Ruined it.
3/4
Yeah.
of that I had no issue with. The last quarter I had a big problem with. For some
yeah,
reason.
same. I was with it up until the mother from the movie came in, the first movie, Ellen.
Yeah.
I always say her name wrong. I was
Bernstein.
yeah,
She's a
Bernstein.
really good actress too. Yeah.
She is, and they completely misused her. It was terrible from the time she showed up. Okay, sorry, I could go on about my rant. That's my pick.
No, I love it.
Good day. Good day.
I actually just bought a
you.
used copy of that just not too long ago. So I
Oh,
never had it
awesome.
in my collection, and I was like, it was only like a couple bucks, so I was like, I'll grab
The
it.
scene when she's in the car where they're taking them off in the bus, and she's just crying her eyes out.
She screams.
Yeah,
She's
It's really
just,
good.
It's so well done. Like just everything. Just I love the vibe. I love how they tried to be really seamless with the first movie and tried to address the storylines of the previous one. No, it's not her brother, But what's cool is that there's all these different timelines. You can pick and choose which one you want to follow and
Yes, yeah.
appreciate.
Joe, you couldn't be a poker player. Like you're like, I can't hide it. No.
I'm not a
Can't
fan
either.
It's
of
okay.
any of the last 3 films. I can't
But
stand any of them.
That's all right. That's where
Well, I'm
each
definitely
one's a little
with you on the
different.
final two. I detest those with a passion.
I wasn't happy when they announced any of them. I'm like, why?
I can get that. I can
Yeah.
get why people would feel that way.
Absolutely. All right.
One of Joe's favorite quotes is in that movie. Evil
Oh,
dies tonight.
Oh,
That's your
that's,
favorite quote.
that's in the second one. Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
that is so
Kills has
cringe.
probably the best kill I've ever seen.
What
Like,
they should have called the movie.
Evil dies tonight. Oh my god.
No,
Yeah, Halloween, Evil Dies Tonight.
Halloween died that night. I swear. That
oh,
Yeah.
listen to the fun discussion that we have going on. So, I love it. I love it. I love having a panel like this too, because sometimes I can just sit back and listen a little bit. I love taking it in. But so now we got Christy is up, and you want to
Hello.
do your little intro, who you are, where people can find you.
Yes, I'm Christy, one half of In Love with Horror. AJ, he's at work, so he's on his way. Usually we're together, but we are a husband and wife duo, and we talk about horror. We do reviews, reactions, discussions. Every Sunday we have a live news show as well. But yeah, we're active on YouTube and Instagram.
Very
Very
cool.
good. Love it. And like somebody else already pointed out, I was jealous like the first time I had you guys on, and I was like, I need to get a setup like you
Isn't
are.
that
You
cool?
look so professional.
It's funny.
A bunch
I'm
of
always
thoughts
jealous of
there.
everyone else's setups.
Got a good
Well, that's
one.
all right. I just love it.
Like the way the cube is set up.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a setup a lot of people don't see.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank
Yep.
you.
No,
We
I
are
love
going
it.
down list, AJ. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, he'll help you out because I can't. As a matter of fact, I told you guys he was at work, and I was like, I don't know how to set up the audio. And he's like, let me remote into the computer and do it
Oh,
for you.
wow.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, great, thanks.
Wow, bonus points for him for
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Working from the floor.
Right. So my pick, I really like exorcism films, and possession films, like that's my bag. But I'm working on another video about exorcism films. So I've been watching a lot of them, but I came across one recently. I think it came out last year called Godless: The Eastfield Exorcism,
Ooh,
and
I
that's
see
like
that.
Yeah,
my top one now. It's so freaking amazing.
I've heard about
Um,
that.
It's so good. It's definitely very indie, low budget, but
Love
it
that.
really is so different than anything I've ever seen. And maybe that's why I really like it. But it's about this couple who are, trying to seek help. They want to get an exorcism for the wife. And it seems like she's like battling some mental health issues. And the husband just doesn't want to accept that that's what it is. And he's like, she's, filled with demons. So it just has to be what's wrong with her. And he basically enlists her into this terrible, brutal exorcism.
Oh,
It's
wow.
really bad. It's really brutal.
Brutal.
So trigger warning, but
Oh,
it's so
wow.
good. It's really, really good. And it's based on a true story, I believe.
Never seen that. On the list.
So what's the title again?
Godless: The Eastfield Exorcism.
Okay,
It's
I
on
just didn't get the
Tubi, I
whole
know
thing.
for sure.
Okay,
You can
Tubi.
watch it. Yeah.
I like films like that too. Yeah, they're done.
Yeah. Oh man, it was just it was really impactful for me too, because like the biggest part about this is he takes his wife to this like extreme Christian group of people. And if anyone has ever like encountered extreme Christians, you know how they can be.
Scary in themselves, yeah.
Yeah, so they get that part really, really good. And yeah, it's a brutal film, but it's really good too.
Okay. On the
So
list.
in the film, when is it set? Like what type of?
It's the
time
90s. It's set in the 90s.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know how far back we were going with this. But.
Yeah, it's set in the 90s.
Okay.
But yeah, it's really good. Definitely check that one out if you
Wow,
haven't.
noted.
Very good. No, I
Heard it.
love this. I get more and more that like I said, I'm gonna have to have another piece of paper because I'll keep on writing and going through all this. But very good. I love it. I'm gonna take it real quick and just say hi. We had a couple new people jump in. Say Michael Anthony saying hello,
Michael.
Michael.
Hey,
and we got
Hey,
Texas.
Tex.
Say hi to everybody. So I love it. So Joe, you're up, and one of your next favorite things is also doing a little self promotion, right? You love doing it, right?
yeah. As I always say, I'm just Joe. Instagram, YouTube, you can find me somewhere. First movie, I always like to go more obscure and under the radar. This is a 2012 film I really like, and it's called Creep Van.
Oh, haven't heard of
Has
it.
anybody seen it?
No.
No.
It's about a 20-year-old that goes on like a real. I like cat and mouse films, and this is more like a cat and mouse that he finds a van with a for sale sign, and just all the craziness that ensues with it. And it's, like I said, it's a real cat and mouse film. It reminds me of, if anybody's seen the movie Fender Bender, that's Scream Factory release. It's similar to that. It's very atmospheric. It's edgy of seat kind of movie. I really enjoyed this one. So this is one that I like to put on people's radar.
Okay, on my list.
Adding it to mine.
I was going to say, I'm writing down something. I think everybody that said something so far, pretty much. So, but I love it. All right, cool, Joe. I always can count on you for sure to do the ones I've never heard of. I think.
Oh yeah,
and some of those. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say only two that I pulled are like more mainstream, but not even mainstream for me.
Yeah. Well, wait, mine will be a lot of mainstream, but that's okay. That's all right.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what I'm telling myself. All right, cool. Well, I'd love to hear that, Joe. So now we got Meek and Kira. Do your little.
Oh, I don't know how to do the intro. Well, okay. You guys, we are Kira and Mika, a double feature podcast on Instagram and YouTube. Yes, you can find us really on Instagram. Trying to be better about YouTube, but we kind of just do like well, one of our newest segments right now is On Your Radar, so you can expect a lot more videos on that in terms of where we mention film and TV series that should be on your radar and you should be watching. And we are also a part of the Lost Girls. Shout out. Yeah. And okay, we can jump into our pick.
Okay, so we picked one of our favorite films, and I think it's starting to get. I'm hearing it more now.
Buzz, yes.
But it's 2016's The Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Oh yeah.
Very nice.
Yes.
That a steelbook?
Still,
That's
Oh
good.
No, that's the slipcover version.
I do have one, but you can't show the front.
Yeah.
I've heard good things about
Just
that.
put your finger like in the spot
Yeah.
where you don't want it.
Yeah.
Yes, but I just love it. Like I said, it reads. I love it how it reads kind of like a one-room play because the film takes place kind of in just one.
just one
room,
space,
like a morgue.
Yeah.
And I love it. It follows a coroner, a father and son coroner who get this body, which is a Jane Doe. And while they're trying to piece together how she died, all this stuff starts kind of unraveling. But it's really done really well. Very
love the cast.
Yeah, love the tension, love the atmosphere. Very spooky, and just really, really well done. So that's going to be our pick.
Yes.
I love that movie too.
Oh,
I like
So do I.
the ending, the way it ends. Like
Yeah.
once everything is revealed, oh my gosh, it's like Sleepy Hollow or something. I
Oh,
love it.
yeah, I love it. I love it.
I own that one. I have not watched it yet. I haven't.
Now, Corey, I'm going to remember. You must.
I will write down and put a star next to it so I remember
Yes.
this time. After we have to go back and figure out what the one
I
was
know
from
that's
last
still
time.
bugging me. I'm still racking my brains on that one.
It's going to irk me so badly.
All right,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I do have that one, so for sure I have that one. I'll have to. Who knows? Maybe the other one we can't think of though. Maybe it was the same deal where I was like, oh yeah,
You
I have
had
it, but
it,
I haven't
yeah.
watched it and haven't done that. So I've heard that one is can get kind of crazy. I don't know. Not to go into it too much, but I heard.
Like it's slow builds for me, but a lot of tension. It holds its tension. I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's pretty cool when they can pull off a one location movie. Well, I haven't seen this one yet, but some of them I've seen that I'm like, wow, they really pulled that off. I think that takes a lot to be able to do, and I like it when it's done right. So.
Yeah.
Like cohabitation horror done in like a house in place all around there. When it's done right, it's done very well.
All right. Well, I know that one. I've heard that one. Some praises for that before too. So like I said, I have it sitting there. I will have to make sure to watch that one. So awesome, great pick. Chris C, the slasher dude. You want to do a little intro?
Yeah, I am Chris C, aka Chris C, the slasher dude. You know, my channel, Chris C, slasher dude, mostly slashers, giallo, other stuff, horror, freaky stuff. And then I just created a new channel just called Chris C, where I just go through the other stuff on my hobby. I've just done a few videos on there with my action figures and, you know, all my other stuff. I'm going to start showing those off, my plethora of stuff that I have. You know, going kind of the way Jeff goes with a lot of the stuff like video games and all that other stuff too, and other types of film. So, you know, you can find me here on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on TikTok. I never go on there. Letterbox under the same name, Chris C. So.
Oh, definitely for the letterbox. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh yeah.
I have a challenge going on. I'm trying to watch 50 films I own before I buy anything more. So far, so good. It pays the rent. That's what matters. This film right here basically got me back into horror. I've been a horror cinephile for, I guess, a couple years. I've been a fan of horror all my life. Started collecting since I was 16. People talked about this film. I do not think it's mainstream. This put a bona fide movie star back on the map, in my opinion. It introduced me to RLJE films. And I quote, they went north. And that's Mandy. Nicolas Cage. This was his big comeback. It also stars, I forget the woman's name for Mandy. She's also in a film called Possessor. But Nicolas Cage plays this logger named Red, who lives up in these mountains. It's done in retrovision. This is the first film I've seen that does that. You know, where it's like very 80s-esque, which is based in like the early 80s. You hear him listening to the radio, coming home to his cabin. And basically Mandy, his girlfriend, runs this shop, I think of knickknacks. And she's walking home, and this cult leader in this cult going down this truck. The cult leader is an actor who played a prosecutor in Law and Order back in the day. I recognized him. He has long hair and all this other stuff. He sees her. He wants her. And they find out where they live. They try to kidnap her. And they do this funky thing where they drug her and all this other stuff too. He's naked and all this stuff, and she just laughs at him, and they kill her. They put her in a sleeping bag, and they kill her right in front of him. And he's out to get flipping revenge. He goes to Mr. Bill Duke from Predator fame and from that other Arnold films fame and stuff like that. And he goes, well, you're going to need a weapon. So he creates this axe, this awesome weapon, and he goes around just taking out these people, like little bit Hellraiser in here. And it's just he's just going around running roughshod on these people. You don't know what they are and stuff like that too. It's a trip. It's a great film. I can't highly recommend this film enough. That's Mandy. 4.5 out of 5 stars. This might be top 10 all time for me. I don't know. I really like Mandy a lot.
I have not seen that one.
You should watch it. It's a fun time.
It is a fun time. There's some trippy stuff in there. There's a scene where he gets this LSD, I guess it is, that's in this like mason jar. It just goes like off the walls after that. But it's done very well. It's Nicolas Cage being Nicolas Cage, so I'm glad he
definitely
came back
being Nicolas Cage in there. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage turned to 11 on some of the newer ones, so maybe. So okay, very good. No, it's another one I haven't seen. So I think I've heard of it before, but I didn't know anything other than the title.
It was a Shudder exclusive forever.
Okay. Cool.
So it might still be on there.
Awesome. All right, Jeff, we're around to you. Hopefully you didn't fall asleep on us. I know it takes a while going through everything, so I appreciate hanging in there. So little intro, and then we'll hear your pick.
John Doe Juggalo, pretty much any social. If I'm on it, if you type it in just like that, you'll find me. That's my username everywhere. But whether it's on video game consoles, a social media platform, it doesn't matter. That's how you'll find me. I do a little bit of stuff on YouTube, but besides that, I just hang out and chat. So what I want to start off with, this came out in 2010, and this was like the start of the decade for me. And until this time, okay, this was the movie where I decided that directors mattered to me. I was about 20 years old, and I watched movies for actors. But this movie is why I started searching down particular directors. And that's going to be Martin Scorsese's Shutter Island.
Oh, nice.
Love that movie.
Now, it may not be considered a horror, but it's a psychological thriller. And the older that I get, the scarier it gets.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically about a movie about a guy losing his mind. And the older that you get, and the more you reflect on something like that, the scarier that something like that is.
Yeah.
And there's just so many little pieces of that movie that every time I've watched this movie at least 6 times in the last 10 years, and I catch something new every time I watch it. It's definitely one that makes you think.
Oh yeah.
Oh, very good one.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
Martin Scorsese is very good at doing that. He's one of my all-time favorite directors. I love him.
I've still not seen a lot of his movies, but this one's my favorite of his. I'm still very green behind the ears when it comes to his stuff.
Well, that's all right. You got to start somewhere, and that's the thing.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
so many movies, so many directors. There's no way anybody. You know how many times I hear, "I can't believe you haven't seen that before," but most of the time it's just it's in fun, you know. But it's one of those things that there's probably, you know, somebody that says that to you. There's probably a big chunk of movies that you've seen that they haven't. So yeah,
No,
that's
I only
cool.
watch common stuff.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Sometimes I do too. As we get ready to pull some of my picks here, so. But no, it's good. You know, and that's where you know, it's kind of like, I know, kind of going off, but like probably about 2 years ago, I really hadn't seen much more than like one or two Hitchcock movies, and then I started diving down that hole. You know,
Me
it's like,
too. Yeah.
yeah. Hey, you find it when you find it, and then it's. But it's awesome because then you got a whole chunk of movies that you get to dig into, and most people
A
will
good
be
movie
jealous
never
that you
goes
get,
bad.
yeah, right. But I mean, that's where you get a lot of people jealous, where they could wish they could go back and see certain movies for the first time again, you know, to get that experience of that very first time. So I've had that before, like both ways, like where I've like, oh, you've never seen that? Oh, I want to talk to you when you get done seeing it, you know, and you get to have that first time watch. That's awesome. I love that. So cool. That was very good. It'll be for me. And so I'll just say, since we're kind of, like I said, we had some that were thrillers, so that I like that because that's going to bring me into another where I know people have debated whether it's horror or not, but we're going to go with it because I think there's some truly horrific things that happen in it. But I have I Saw the Devil.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's good.
Hey, that was my mainstream
Oh no! Sorry.
It's okay.
How in the world do I pick one to take one off of your stack?
No, I love it.
I believe that
I-
does show up as horror in
Oh, yeah.
Letterboxd when you do
Yeah.
genre. It might be in there.
I love that film.
I did too. It's really
Good
good.
film.
When I was taking notes for this, I was watching that. I had that on the TV while I was doing my notes.
Ha!
No, it's this is a newer one for me too because that probably also, like I said, with Hitchcock in the last 2 years, I've dug into more South Korean films. So there's a huge chunk of them that kind of fall into this category, but are really good. And man, they don't hold back with a lot of scenes that they do. And
They do not.
that kind of caught me off guard at first with some of it.
Yeah, they don't spare you.
No, this one in particular, because man, you got the thriller thing, but then, you know, I don't want to go into too much to like, but man, some of the things that happen and places they go with it surprised me when I saw it, because this was one of the earlier ones I saw when I started digging into some of the South Korean films. But
It's kind of the character piece a little bit.
yeah, and there's definitely a revenge motive in there, and kind of like at what point, you know, I don't know, it's the whole, I don't know, when who becomes the villain at a certain point, you know, and or who's the villain anymore, and sometimes the line's blurred and you don't know, well, one of them, you know, for sure. But anyway, that was one of my earlier introductions to South Korean horror. I'll say horror movies, but any films, and I really enjoyed it, and it got me diving into that rabbit hole and digging into a lot more, and found a lot of great movies. So
I love revenge films.
Yeah,
and that's one of my favorites.
Definitely, that definitely is one,
because it's something we can all understand.
Oh
and,
yeah,
you know,
How
identify
lengths are
with.
you willing to go to do it?
Oh, yeah.
South Korea is really good. Like I have a couple of South Korean films. You may have already heard about them, and probably most of the people here may already know about. This was one of the ones I was going to talk about, but I'm not. But I'll suggest it to you. Train to Busan. If you have
it's on there.
Such a good movie. Just kills your heart. And then this is not horror, but it stars that fellow that played in I Saw the Devil.
Yeah.
It's called The Good, the Bad, the Weird.
I've heard of that one.
I've heard of that.
So much fun, you guys. It's like, oh my gosh, it's so fun.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I haven't heard about it for like 2 years now, but they said they were making American remake of Train
It's
to
still
Busan.
are,
I don't know how good
Yeah, I
it's going to
heard
be,
that.
but
I
Don't do it.
heard.
Don't do it.
No, they are. They are. They
Yeah, but
already
they shouldn't.
I think they already started.
Yeah, they
It's
They like
did.
doing that with properties and run
Hmm.
out of ideas.
Well, it seems like the U.S. does that a lot, where there's like a really good like international film, and
they ruin it.
they'll come in and be like, "Oh, we'll just come and do it with English."
Definitely
Other than
Hollywood
Funny
does
Games,
that
but
a
that's
lot.
the same
Right.
director.
Sin, yeah.
They always do
Yeah.
that.
All right, I'll do it real quick here, but a couple new faces popped in here. We have Russell in here.
Hey,
Say hi,
Russ.
Russell.
Oh.
Evening,
Hey,
Russell.
I
Cool
might be
dude.
skipping over some people, like just to keep it rolling, but I just at least want to say hi. We got Johnny in here saying
What's
what's
up, Johnny?
Hey,
Hey, Johnny.
He had a good video. He picked up a lot of stuff from
Oh
Criterion.
yeah, for
So,
sure. Got Tiana in here saying
Hey,
hello.
Hey,
Tiana.
Tiana.
Hey, Tiana.
And we'll see here. A lot of highs back and forth. We got Smirk in here saying, "Hey,
Smirk.
good evening."
Hey.
All right. All right. There we go. All right. I love seeing everybody saying hi back and forth to each other. Jess, thanks for being patient. We're back to you.
It's okay. I don't own the next one physically, and
That's
it
okay.
doesn't have a physical release unless you get a bootleg copy somehow, somewhere from some magical place. I don't know. So I had to write it down so I have something to hold up. And last year, totally killer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. That's a good one.
That was so good.
That's so
It has
cool.
my girl Kiernan from Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Yep,
So
yep.
Yeah.
That was really good.
yeah, that was such a fun movie. A fun slasher
That's on
movie,
Amazon.
like completely. Yeah,
Amazon.
it's just fun, and it's set in Halloween. So I don't know. There's really isn't that much to say about it. It's just a fun slasher movie
Oh,
set
I
in the
love it.
80s.
Yeah, it goes
Yeah.
back in time.
Mhm.
Reminds me a little bit of, I haven't seen it all the way yet, like Happy Death Day a little bit. And I really like Happy Death Day.
Yeah.
Kind of with the time.
Similar to that.
Back to the
I-
future.
No, it's more like Back to the Future.
Back to the
Nice.
Future slasher.
Yeah,
Why not? Yeah, if you can do it.
yeah.
But I love the 80s aesthetic and everything when she goes
Yeah.
back in time.
Mhm.
They have fun with it.
They
And
did it
it's-
right. It
yeah,
wasn't
they
like
have fun with it.
it wasn't like a weird like. This is how everybody dressed in the 80s, like
Yeah.
kind of fake. It was like that's how
Yeah.
people really dress. Yeah.
Funny too. It had funny
The
elements.
comedy
Mhm.
was so good. Yeah.
Yeah, every time like she fixed something in the past and it like altered the future. It's like
Yeah.
at the end how she's like, "Oh, you saved so and so." And then she was like, "Oh, and I'm your brother." She's like, and then her mom's friend at the end is like, "I have a whole book for you on how to, what happened while you were gone."
Yeesh.
This is what you
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, that was
I
fun.
do
This
like
is
the
what you
mask
missed.
that the killer has. I do like
Yeah.
that. You give
The
me a
mask
good
was
mask,
cool.
I'm sold.
Yeah, I like the mask.
Oh, the mask was That was so good though. I did enjoy that one. It's
It was
fun.
fun.
That's where I hope there's so many of those you never know if they're going to get a physical release or not. We've been lucky enough where there have been some, that started off on streaming services and then did get a release, but who knows?
That's Amazon,
with a lot
too.
of these. Yeah.
Who knows? They probably-
Yeah.
Maybe through Shutter, probably.
Yeah.
But-
I was going to say, if you really want, there is a physical release out there. I just won't
There
say
is.
how you
I
can get it.
I've seen one of my mutual Instagram you followers or you like friends or whatever. He has a physical copy, like Blu-ray,
Yeah,
and
I
I'm
was
like,
gonna
where did
say-
you get that?
Where'd you do it?
All I'll
And it-
say is it's a place in Florida.
Oh, look at that.
If anybody knows what I'm talking about, they have it. It's on their website.
All right. No.
Very nice.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying, right?
That's all I'm saying.
But
If
no,
you
that's
know,
a
you
fun
know.
one. Yeah, right. Jess, that's a fun one. That's a good one to pick. That was one I kind of forgot. There's so many to choose. Like we said, there's a lot of years here to choose from. So I didn't even think about that, but I remember watching that and having a really good time with it.
Oh,
Slasher buddy Darren Heck recommends that.
Yeah.
That Totally Killer. He says it's really good.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
It's lots of fun. All right, cool. Another great choice. Before we go to the next one, I just saw a comment that came in. This is going back, Sin, with you throwing out that too. Muckman was saying Kim Ji-woon directed both I Saw the Devil and Good, the Bad, and the Weird, as well as excellent
Oh,
A Tale of Two Sisters
I've
and
heard of a
Bittersweet
Bittersweet
Life.
Life. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
Tale of Two Sisters is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't seen those last two.
A bittersweet life.
I haven't seen a bittersweet life.
One of the other one of the other characters in The Good, the Bad, the Weird, the cowboy, the good cowboy guy, he played in the recent Squid Game movie.
okay.
I mean,
Oh.
show, and also The Acolyte.
Yeah. Yep. I agree with you.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But no, very good. So, sorry, Sin.
It's okay,
We're
no
around
problem.
you.
This one's already been mentioned.
That's okay.
It only in passing, and it was one of the ones that just came to me because I'm going to be doing a live stream discussion with Sound Booth Theater next week, and this is one of the movies under discussion. I like time jump movies. I like time loop movies, and this is a time loop movie. Happy Death Day. This is just such a fun freaking time.
I really like that film. Yeah,
So horror comedy with touches of genuine emotion in it, because the main character, her mother's not, her mother has died, and she's in college, and she gets killed, and then she wakes up the next day. And she wakes up the next day, but it's actually the previous, exactly. It's like horror comedy Groundhog Day.
She is great in that role.
So fun. I loved her acting in there. It was the first time I noticed her as an actor, and I really, really liked how she played that part, because she starts off being such a little hoity-toity snark, and then she has this great character arc and character evolution throughout the course of the story. So it's just a great fun time.
Yes,
she jumps out the building and she just gives the bird in front of it, breaking the third wall. She's just
because she keeps dying over and over, and she's trying to solve her murder basically. Yep. But as she does, she keeps dying, and some of the ways she dies are comedic.
The dude that she likes, she's trying to tell him what's going on and all this shit, and that's like.
But you said you were doing a stream about this movie.
On next Wednesday on Sound Booth Theater, I'm also going to multi-stream to my channel. But yeah, this is one of the films that has come up for discussion because it ties into an audiobook we're getting ready to release, which is like a time loop type of audio, time loop type of story. So yeah,
that's exciting because this movie sat on my shelf for years, and I watched it the other day because I thought maybe it might come up in conversation tonight. And I've never heard anybody talk about this movie.
Oh, that's a shame. Well,
but then I shared it on Instagram that I watched it, and everybody talked about it.
Yeah,
but I've never seen it. It's never popped
so much
up.
fun. And there's a second one too, by the way.
Second one's okay.
Yeah, it's not as good. It was fun. It was probably a little bit more emotional for me.
That has to deal with time travel. Literally, what they do in that film. Literally
it's not quite as horror themed as the first one. It's all right. I don't hate it. I don't love it as much as the first one.
I love those movies though, because there's a few of those that are like that, and they start to understand what's going on with it, and it's just like, I'm just gonna reset the day. Whatever.
Yeah, just go ahead. like in what's it? Live, Die, Repeat. Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise. He'll just the way he dies.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yeah, she just shoots him. No, your leg's broken. Boom, you're gone.
Yep. Absolutely. So no, that's very good. I haven't watched that in a really long time. That's the thing. Get good new suggestions or ones that are like, I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah.
I want to go back and read.
Ones you forget about, for sure.
Yeah, right, for sure. So, well, we finally have the full In Love with Horror in here tonight. How are you doing?
What's up, everybody? What's going on? I made it.
I made it. I heard you saved the day. You remoted in and got sound working. And
I did. Yeah, I had to remote into the PC so I can get everything set up. Hey, shout out to technology because that shit
to be able to do something like that.
Hiring you by tech support.
Let me know.
That's one thing. Don't get it. You don't want that to get too far out because
right.
I've had that before, and then I'll have at 11:30 at night my dad calling me like, why won't my printer work? It's like I don't know, Dad. I don't know. So all right,
so when it comes with free ink.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So now we got the full force of in Love with Horror here, and we're ready for you for your next pick.
Do you want to give your pick, or you want me to go?
I don't even know, what's been mentioned so far. So
it doesn't matter. Nothing that you had on.
You can repeat it,
even
if you did. It's fine.
Oh, nothing on my list. I can just go with my favorite joint.
Yeah.
Oh, from 2010s, right?
Yes.
Well,
Oh, okay.
2010 to current.
To current.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So for
it's a
me,
hard one.
this movie is from I think like was it like 2012? I want to say it might be a little bit off on that year, but it has become probably one of my favorite horror movies of all time, and that's Sinister.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah.
You gotta talk about the movie.
Oh yeah. So how are we breaking it down?
Just give a general synopsis.
Oh, okay. So Sinister follows Ethan Hawke's character. He is a writer who's trying to get back to his glory days of writing. So he moves his family into a house where a crime has been committed because he's a true crime author, and he's trying to, follow this story, uncover the mystery, and get his former glory by writing. And then things go way left. It gets super crazy. And I'll just leave it at that. I don't know if we're going into spoilers or not, but that's pretty much what that is.
Yeah, that one was freaky.
Yeah,
now I'm on
very
mute,
creepy.
but it's probably stay away from spoilers. But it's okay to still talk about things. But yeah, if it's something real big twist or something, definitely don't throw that.
Yeah, this movie, man, it's something special. It's super creepy. All the analog, like horror elements, the Super 8 films, the even just the composition, like the music. I love this movie. I love the performances in it, and it has an element to it. We talk about tropes in horror movies, right? Like, the family and like not leaving and things like that, and that addresses that in this movie. Like, this movie has it all. It's incredible. Scott Derrickson is a goat with this one.
Yeah, one of the few ones that actually scare me.
Oh
yes,
Yeah.
yep,
Yeah.
It's the Boogeyman. It's probably one of the best Boogeyman films ever done.
100%.
Yeah. It's
Oh, awesome. So you'd say that's like one of your top. You said that is your top for that kind of time frame.
Oh yeah, 100%. That is my favorite. She'll tell you I love that movie.
Yeah, he
to death.
does.
I watch it anytime. Yeah, love it.
Right up there with Rush Hour 2.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, see, you already know. Yeah. Yep, that's
We were
that's
talking
the other
about that,
all time. Yep, love Rush Hour too. I can quote that movie from front to back.
Sorry, I just remember talking about that with you guys when we were live
He
streaming
loves
before.
that movie.
I love it. That's my favorite comedy.
Yeah, karaoke.
yeah, very nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the karaoke scene.
Yep, great. Scene.
Awesome. So okay, yeah, Sinister. That's another great.
The second film isn't that bad. Second Sinister film isn't that bad.
I'm not a fan of the second one.
Yeah.
That second one is rough.
Yeah, it is. It's more psychological wise. They kind of go.
Yeah,
That's really
it didn't make my shelf.
yeah.
Right, see, yeah, there you go. Yeah, that second one's a little rough.
I'll just say that's
They're
always
releasing
rough.
a 4K Sinister soon.
Yeah.
I think so.
Ooh, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
It's always rough when you have one that you love that much and they come out with a sequel that you're just like, I wish they would not have done that.
Yeah.
Like,
That was one of those moments.
yeah.
Yeah.
So is that how we kind of gauge if a movie you like, Joe? Did that make your shelf?
Yeah.
Well, and you have a series. You have a
Yeah,
series.
what
I
didn't make
do.
the shelf.
Yep.
What made
Yep.
the shelf.
Yep.
Didn't make the shelf.
Nice.
So
Okay.
he's got such a big collection that you gotta constantly be purging some stuff from it. Right?
I was gonna say this year I pulled 900 movies out of my collection. Last year it was 1,200.
Wow.
That's
So
amazing.
he has a fun series that he does with his
I would
wife,
say
and it's
it's-
what didn't make the shelf, and they
Yeah.
kind of go through what made the shelf and what didn't.
Yeah, I'm
Cool.
at 16,863 movies.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's okay, Joe. Everybody's got to start somewhere.
30 years of collecting.
Yeah, look at that.
And you were smart and you didn't get rid of like some of the things that you really liked. I think all of us have, or most of us. have
The
some,
only
like,
thing I always say I regret was getting rid of all of my VHS in 2005 and getting rid of my vinyl collection around the same time and starting them both over.
The VHS, I regret.
That's a horror movie right there.
Yeah.
All your vinyl and VHS.
Yeah, I started collecting vinyl in '78, and I had over 20,000, and I sold the whole thing for nothing because vinyl wasn't big then.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's painful.
And now it's like I cry about it every day just grabbing my pillow.
Not to dig that up anymore, but before we get in yours, I'm gonna say hi to just a couple more people that jump in. We got Steven in here saying hey everybody, and we have Sean from Cinephile Sanity.
Hey Sean.
Hey, Sean.
How we doing?
If I ever can get a Kickstarter campaign going to make my own horror movie, maybe it'll be about center around you and losing your vinyl.
Oh my God,
that's
like
no. No. All right, Joe. I'm excited to see what you got here.
All right. The film that I'm going to pick, it's one that I've never heard anybody talking about. It has Alexander Skarsgård in it. I've always enjoyed this film. It's Hidden, if anybody's seen it. It's a psychological horror / thriller film. It's an outbreak film. Pretty much about the U.S. breaks into it. It reminds me a lot of 28 Days Later.
Nice.
U.S. has an outbreak. His wife, and his son find a fallout shelter, and they hide. And all these monsters are trying to locate them because they can sense that they're not turned. And it has a little bit of the Quiet Place kind of, that they're trying to be quiet, but they're trying to escape as well. And as I always say, the craziness that ensues after. But it's a really good, edgy as seat kind of film. And if you like outbreak films like 28 Days Later, and you like Alexander Skarsgård, it's a great movie. I would highly recommend that one.
Ah, see, you saw that. I didn't see that. Yeah, Mika saw it.
I've seen that. Has anybody
Did you
else
like
on
it,
the
Mika?
panel?
Yeah, I liked it. I like
Yeah.
films like that though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring on my apocalypse.
Yeah, sometimes I like them, but then sometimes I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
it's too close to home.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
and it's a 2015 film, just in case I didn't say it.
No, yeah, perfect. Awesome. Another one I wrote down.
Sorry, sidebar. Jess, I love your plushie.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, cute.
It's so cute.
Yeah. I just always think of that. It's so squishy. All right, Mika and Kira.
Okay.
What do you have for us?
So we're going with a 2019 film.
Yeah, and I would say this gets me. For the most part, I think people do love it.
Yeah. And there's an original, which we know is classic. But for me, this is actually becoming my favorite. And that's Dr. Sleep.
I really like that.
Yes.
That's
A really good movie.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Like Flanagan.
I love it.
I would say it's even with The Shining. I don't think either one is better than the other. They're
They
almost.
complement each other very well.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
I was surprised. Again, when that movie was first announced, I was just like, "Why are they doing this?" But when I watched it, I really, really liked it.
Surprised
Like,
we love
Well,
it.
it's a sequel, not
Yes,
a
yes.
remake.
It follows the adult.
But even sometimes with sequels, it seems like it's a cash grab, that it's just
Yeah,
like
for sure.
they're trying to go into the well. So when they first talked about it, I wasn't too thrilled about it, but when I watched it, I really enjoyed that film.
Because Mike Flanagan was in charge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go. There
Mike
you
Flanagan
go.
can't do no wrong.
Can't do no wrong.
No, he's so
So
good.
good.
Everything he does is just
and I was gonna
amazing.
say, and as I said in the last stream that we did, I love my Killer Kids, my Killer Kid movies.
Yeah.
You did Gerald's Game. You did that one too. Midnight Mass. I mean, that's
Midnight
a good
Mass.
series.
Oh.
Very Stephen
Midnight
King.
Mass
So good.
is so good.
Love
Yeah.
that show.
Maybe
That's
we should.
Screen Stephen King. That show's Screen Stephen King.
Yeah, he hasn't missed yet. And I think this is one of my favorite from him. And
We love
another
the villain.
Rose the Head.
Rose the Head.
She's
Oh, was she not magnificent in there?
I
Oh my
loved her.
goodness.
Man,
Like
yeah.
she was legit scary.
So scary.
I
She's
love
literally
the
insidious in that. She's really insidious.
Yeah.
Well,
So
there you go.
I'll pick you guys.
Oh, there you go. There's a stream idea. Do one of ranking of his movies. You know, like,
Oh, that is a good idea.
I don't even know how to rank those. That's tough. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause his stuff is so solid.
So good.
Do you rank his TV shows? Do you rank his movies? Because they're
I
both
would say-
equally as good.
Speaking of bootlegs,
Ooh,
little
yeah.
Gerald.
Gerald's Game.
Oh,
Gerald's Game.
yeah.
1922. I haven't seen that one yet. Thomas Jane.
I keep telling
Now-
you to watch
I know.
1922. She has not watched it yet. I can't.
it's really good. It's
Oh, that's
excellent.
so good. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Right, you
Oh,
guys?
Sin, you brought up The Exorcist earlier. Now, how are y'all hype of y'all about Mike Flanagan doing the new
I try.
the new Exorcist?
Trust.
Oh,
Yeah, we gotta
but
trust.
definitely much more than when David Gordon Green had, yeah, like
I do trust him to do
anything
it.
his name is attached to, I'm gonna be right there. 'cause
Absolutely.
It's going to be a while
he
before
has
that
won
film
me
comes out,
over.
too, anyway.
Oh yeah, it'll be a while for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, Dr. Sleep. Actually, it was Dr. Sleep that helped me because that was a movie that my audience picked for me to watch and review.
Nice.
And so I rewatched The Shining in preparation for Dr. Sleep. And I never was super crazy about The Shining, but I rewatched The Shining. I watched Dr. Sleep, and that helped me appreciate The Shining even more.
Yes.
I just love it. It's just so well done.
It is, yeah.
I agree.
Oh, I love the love, you guys.
Yeah.
I love it. That was you had some.
Yeah, that was on my list. I'm gonna mark it off now, but that one was. I was gonna save that one for last. But.
I was
gonna say you had some love jumping in for that one, and then just saying hi to Jess quick.
I remember when the trailer came out, and I did a reaction to the trailer, and I wasn't overly impressed.
Wasn't true.
But boy, I wish I had gone to see it on the big screen.
Yeah.
I regret not watching it.
I saw it on the big screen. It was amazing.
Oh, I believe you.
Especially that graveyard scene where they have the kid. Yeah.
Ugh, that scene's terrible.
Or that one scene. Yeah, that was hard. It was hard to watch, but still on the big screen, everything.
Yeah.
And then when you go into the hotel and you see like certain movies, parts from The Shining. Yeah.
Yeah.
Flanagan we trust. Yes. That's right.
And Flanagan we trust.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We need that on a shirt.
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys, we need the shirt.
You got some merch ideas now.
Flanagan we trust.
Saying hi to everybody. So no, that's awesome. I love all the love for that one. So I love the love for that one. Chris, what do you got, man?
Well, it's this is a 4-disc horror collection released by Anchor Bay back in the day on Blu-ray. I'm glad I have this because a lot of these films haven't been re-released. We all know why. There's a certain company that's part of these. This one came out 2011. It was kind of the marketing for this was kind of like for the original Blair Witch Project. There's a site called Lunar Truth, and it's one of these 4 right here, and that's Apollo 18. Found footage, PG-13. So it's these astronauts going back to the moon to collect these moon rocks, and then shit goes haywire. It's done in very like 60s, like early 70s aesthetic, the way the screen looks. I love this found footage film. A lot of them a found footage nut, as you well know. All these films are bangers. The only one that came out, I think, 2009 is Pandorum. So that's another one I highly rec. But Apollo 18, definitely check it out. This one has the alternate ending to that. It's done very well, in my opinion. I don't think enough people talk about this found footage film. It is PG-13, but it doesn't matter. There's good jump scares in this, if you can call it that. I highly recommend this.
Oh, Chris, haven't seen it. I added that to the list. I've heard of it, but haven't seen it.
I haven't seen that either, but I was going to say that's a heck of a 4-pack for a movie pack there.
Oh,
yeah, it was
yeah.
by Anchor Bay back in the day. You might be able to find this on Amazon, but like I say, all in the back, really the reason why Overture Films and Apollo 18 are the Weinstein Company. So,
Yeah, I have a standalone for it.
very nice. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Very good, very good. I love it. Another one. I think you've mentioned that one because you did a found footage video.
Yeah.
one
You and I
time,
have talked
think.
about that one.
Yeah,
Corey. It's
yep,
kind of like a creature feature a little bit too.
Yeah, and I have not.
Based a little bit on a true story, a little bit, because they do talk about that at the end credits about what happened to these lost moon rocks, so to speak.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. I wrote that one down again. So, all right, Jeff.
So this director is currently in the big loop of talk. He just had a movie released this last weekend, and he has a lot of highs and a lot of lows. But I'm gonna go with M. Night Shyamalan's The Visit.
Oh yeah, there's another one.
If you show this movie to like your 10 or 12-year-old and they've never met their grandparents, they will never want to. They will never want to.
That's one of his best.
Scare the bejesus out of them.
Yeah,
A good movie.
This is a high for me in his filmography, just in general. I was kind of hoping he would just kind of keep building off of this one, but nothing's quite hit it like this one. This was 2016, and in my opinion, he's not quite hit anything quite like this since.
He has not.
Hit or miss.
The twist at the end of that is great because he's not good with his twists. I do like Old. I do like that. I do like Old a lot that he did. But yeah, The Visit is very good.
Yeah, like I said, this is one of the high remarks for me for his movies, and like I said, it's just really scary. I was watching it with my daughter; she's about 10, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm glad I know my grandparents. I wouldn't want to meet them. It's kind of scary because it kind of has like a Children of the Corn kind of vibe to it too, because they go out to the farmland and all that." And we live in the middle of nowhere, like in farmland and stuff.
Right,
So
yeah,
it really vibes with like my
in the
kids
snow.
when they watch things like that.
Yeah. Well, so Jeff, Johnny had a message for you on that one.
Oh yeah, that was so nasty.
That was so disgusting.
Those two kids, the characters who played the kids, the brother and sister in here, I believe they're the same ones who played together in another horror movie called Better Watch Out. Except they played
they are.
characters. Yeah.
Christmas horror.
Yeah.
That was good too.
That was a good one.
Filmed in Australia when it was 94 degrees out.
Yeah. It was supposed to take place in some other, there was a movie I saw, I can't remember exactly when it was, but it was supposed to take place here. Oh, maybe it was Sting. And it was supposed to, the one with the spiders was supposed to take place here,
Sting.
maybe. But the doorknobs were in the middle of the door, like up high.
Yeah,
they were up high. I was like, that was not filmed here.
Mhm.
We don't do our doorknobs like that.
Adds to the aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yep. That's funny. All right, now I know mine will probably go a little more mainstream movies. So, yeah, probably almost all the rest of them. But I gotta. Well, there's one a little different. I gotta pull this one because I really enjoyed this one. But we got.
Oh, ready?
Nice.
Oh, I like
That's a good one.
That's fun.
That's
I
a
had
good
a lot
one.
of
I like that film.
I had a lot of fun with this one.
Very comedic. Like it's very black comedy.
Yeah, absolutely. And I didn't know what all I wanted to show tonight, so I have quite a few stacked here. And I found out I have a decent amount of dark comedy or comedic horror movies. For some reason, I have fun with some of that being mixed together. So
because the comedy helps alleviate the tension.
maybe that's it. Yeah, maybe you get a little chuckle every once in a while. Or,
Yeah, it's like, take a little bit of a break from all that.
except once in a while, you'd like do a little chuckle, and you're like, "Oh wait, should I really be laughing about that?" You know, like question yourself a little bit. But no, definitely like this one. You know, her just going in to be married into this wealthy family. Joe, you know, you said you kind of like the cat and mouse type movies, and I think this kind of falls into that category because things take a turn for the worse, and people are being hunted down and trying to survive through the next day, and it does some crazy things throughout the movie. So had a lot of fun, and no like spoilers or anything, but I just remember the ending of it. I was like, oh, okay, you know, like, all right, that just happened. So, so anyway, that was my pick for.
Oh, that's a
good one.
It's a good pick.
I remember the trailer for that film, and I'm like, oh boy, this looks to be a fun one in general. So
Yeah, and I thought Samara Weaving did a really good job with it.
I love the sister who kept making mistakes.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, I had fun with that one. So, all right, I'm gonna do a quick. If I skip anybody's comments, it's not on purpose. I'm just kind of running through real quick, make sure I hit a couple highs to keep us going. This is fun. I love hearing all these different ones. Caveman, say hi. Just want to at least say hi to people, new ones that are jumping in here. So, yeah, absolutely. So we got Jess. We're back.
Oh, my turn?
To,
Okay.
I know. It feels like it probably takes forever, and this is me kind of juggling with this big of a panel. It's fun to have all the faces, but I just hope people don't get bored on the way around. Hopefully,
I read the comments on the screen sometimes. But speaking of Mike Flanagan, this one was executively produced by him, but it's The Invitation.
Oh,
that was good.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was good.
Give me anything with witches and vampires, and this is vampires. Sold.
Okay, I've heard of that.
Sold. But yeah, I really like this movie. It was fun. The ending was kind of I wish.
Yeah.
I mean, she was already a vampire. Why didn't she just stay a vampire? That was my only issue with this. Other than that, I really liked this one. It kind of like complements your pick, Corey, because it has that same sort of like vibe and storytelling with that whole like family situation. You know, going to a house. You know, she's being groomed to marry this vampire because I forgot for what reason why, but yeah, the invitation.
Oh, awesome.
That one suffered because of the trailer.
I think
The
so.
trailer's like
Yeah,
just
'cause I
told
remember
you
the
the
trailer.
entire story. I
didn't
so
watch the
frustrated.
trailer. I just
Good
saw
for
it on
you.
the shelf, and
Yeah,
I was like,
I
was
wish
like,
I hadn't.
vampires, mine.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
Yes.
never watched trailers for
Oh,
films.
I don't watch them anymore.
too.
Yeah, because there have just been too many movies that have been, I don't know, messed up.
Some do them right.
Yeah.
Some don't.
Some
Yeah.
feels like most of them don't.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
There is an art to making a good trailer.
Yeah.
Giving you just enough to intrigue you, but not selling
I
everything
I
off
like
you.
to go into films completely blind. Since
Same.
I was a product of the 80s, it was just like, and even like the late 70s, it's just like everything I do is off the artwork. If the artwork looks good and it sells me, I buy it. That's how I used to do with albums and CDs and cassettes back in the day. So
Or books.
Yeah.
So I don't even read the back of the films. I just put it in and just go into it.
Oh wow.
And sometimes you find the coolest surprises when you do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
You do.
Sometimes you find some misses, but you wouldn't find all those
Yeah,
other
that's
good.
true.
But
Yeah.
you got to take a couple of those to get some of those. Like, wow, I never would have come.
Get
across
some of
that
those
other
little
good
hidden
dude.
gems.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's worth it.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's tough for us, you guys. Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah.
Personally, yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, to buy, because I
buy.
only buy the ones I like.
Oh yeah. No, that's where I still dig into streaming a lot. I know not everybody does, but that's just with budget and everything. It makes it so much easier to like dig into.
Good.
The only thing you're out is whatever time you put into the movie. You know,
Yeah.
if you already have a streaming service for it. So
Yeah. Shout out to Tubi because that's free.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Love to.
I've been finding they have a great catalog. I think a couple of us
they
have
do.
talked about it before.
I've
But
seen-
man, you
I
go
think people
digging.
catching on though because them ads getting a little longer.
Okay, sis.
They are.
Sis. I've noticed that too. I was like, wait a minute. Something right.
Yeah, they pop up a lot more frequently.
If I'm not like hardcore into the movie though, like I found it actually, I was like, oh, this isn't too bad. I'm like, I have time to go grab another drink from the fridge or something. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go do that. Or go
It's
take
a
care
reminder
of the
to
dog.
stand up
or-
and spread.
Yeah, right. Go straight.
Oh, yeah.
I am surprised at the movies that you can find on there. Some shades you have
Oh,
to dig a little bit, but man, they got. When we were talking about the South Korean horror and some of those action movies, I was surprised how much that they had in there. And then digging into horror movies, like top like theatrical releases to, straight to streaming ones you never heard of, and they kind of just run the gamut on those.
Yeah.
For sure. Awesome. All right. Cool. All right. So we got Sin now, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm almost losing track.
I know. I'm switching the order in which I'm talking about things. I'm going to talk about this particular one now instead of later, just because we've mentioned this director multiple times now. And this is another Mike Flanagan film. I don't have a physical copy of it, but it's the movie. It's a movie that stars his wife. She works in a lot of stuff with him, and it's called
Almost everything.
Hush.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's just it's finally getting a physical release. I saw on
Oh,
Instagram.
so
I was
it didn't
gonna
even have one before. Okay.
No,
I
it
didn't
didn't
realize
have one.
that.
I got
I was
Wow.
gonna say I have a bootleg Blu-ray of it.
Oh, there you go.
Home
It's such a good
invasion.
movie.
Home
If you
invasion.
like Mike Flanagan, if you haven't seen it yet, highly recommend. It's just like there's something about the synopsis is for anybody who hasn't seen it yet. It's this and some cool trivia associated with this movie. So sorry, I get a little excited.
That's all right. Go for it. I love it.
So the movie is his wife plays an author. She's deaf. And she lives by herself in this kind of remote-ish area, like in the woods. And she has a neighbor who has like read her latest book or something like that. And the neighbor actually played in Midnight Mass as Bev, I think.
Yep.
And the author, she's either working on or she has finished her that book was Midnight Mass. Huh? Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Now, so I found that out not long after I watched Midnight Mass. But anyway, there's this crazy guy, like serial killer, killer bad guy, and he decides he wants to break into her place and, do stuff to her. She is alone. She's deaf. And one of the most absolutely chilling scenes to me was when she's working and he's behind her and she cannot hear him.
Yeah.
And he's just right there. And it's like that just gets you on a primal level, That's so yeah, that movie was a lot of fun. I really like that film.
Even that, I won't give away anything here, but even when she's cooking, what's taking place behind her?
I just like, because it's like, she's missing that very vital sense that would tell her something is wrong.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, it's so creepy.
Yeah,
I like it a lot. It reminds me of a film made way back in the day in the 80s. We never do that one, Corey. Eyes of the Stranger. It reminds me a lot.
I've heard of that.
film.
I think I may have seen parts
Yeah,
of it.
Jennifer Jason Leigh's in that one. There's a scene though in Hush where he takes, spoiler here a little bit, but it just adds the tension to me. He takes off his mask and he's talking to her. He goes, "I'm going to get in there. You're done." Basically, he's telling her that. It's great. It's a great film.
Yeah. Yep.
I've never seen that one.
Oh my gosh, you must watch it.
It's a great film.
Oh, no.
I hear, like I said, I hear that a lot. You haven't watched that one before? I can't believe that. No,
y'all were talking about physical media and things like that. Y'all all have like amazing collections behind you, but this was an instance where this film, I believe, premiered on Netflix and then it just disappeared. You couldn't find it anywhere.
For a second, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good example of like the importance of physical media.
Physical media,
like
absolutely.
That's because Flanagan
instantly.
went from Netflix to
Amazon.
Prime.
Yeah.
So they pulled all of it, almost everything of his off of Netflix. That's why.
A mercenary with that.
Streaming is awesome until you can't find the movie you want anywhere, and then at that point you're like, it's not. But,
and even if you buy something, my brother and I have a Vudu library, and we have like 700 plus movies there. I've heard stories of some of them getting removed, even if you've bought them. That's not cool at all.
Yep.
That's why I'll buy bootlegs of streaming films.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, if it's not available somewhere.
Until a physical comes out, because there's even movies that I've had bootlegs for that physicals came out, and I'll just I keep the case for the bootleg, but throw away the bootleg and buy the actual release in stores to support it. But if there's no physical release, I'll buy a bootleg all day.
Yeah, they are disappearing on streaming.
Because I do not stream. I'm anti-streamer.
That's all right. I lean on it quite a bit. But,
Only phrase that I use Tubi for like 10 minutes to fall asleep and leave the TV on. But that's about it. Just so I have something audible to listen to while I'm sleeping. Marie's like, "How can you watch Terrifier when you're sleeping?" I'm like, I want to hear people screaming.
Yeah.
The good thing about that is it keeps playing. Like it goes to the next movie, to the next movie, to the next movie.
Mine is demons. I go to sleep to demons.
Oh, wow. Their screams make me have nice dreams.
Right. Yep. I'm going to do a couple people jumped in here. We're going to say hi to Larry, the horror cat dad.
Hello.
How we doing, man?
What's up?
Go down through here. Did I miss anybody else? Oh, Miss Caveman was in here saying hi, everyone.
Hey.
Can't say
So my name
hello.
popped up a few times. So hi, everybody that said hi.
Sorry, I know I'm not hitting everything, but that's where it's kind of hard to.
It is, yeah.
Everything. There's. Oh, had one asking. Oh, I missed your question. I will try to find that. Sorry, not on purpose. Just kind of running through some of the chat here. And Flanagan has been trying so hard to get them released. So glad Hush is getting it one now.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Holland was saying, great film. Corey, underline it twice and put a star next to it. And circle it multiple times.
Highlight it too.
I forgot my highlighter. Okay. I'm going to keep on going here just so we can get everybody's picks in here. So now we are off to Christine AJ.
Hey, so I'm gonna switch gears a little bit. AJ and I are big fans of like holiday horror, but especially Christmas horror.
Oh, yeah.
So a fun one from 2015 is Krampus.
Oh yeah.
It's so hilarious.
That movie.
I love it. It's like pure holiday mayhem, right? Like you got this unhinged creatures. Really good effects, like practical
great,
effects and
yes,
stuff
great
like that.
effects in
Those
there.
things were really, really good.
Shadow of Saint Nicholas.
Tony Collette, I mean,
Yep.
Queen. Great performances all around. But if you've never seen it, it's about this little kid named Max who makes a Christmas wish that goes left. And his family becomes targeted by Krampus and his little minions.
Oh my God,
The grandmother decides to speak English. I forget what nationality she is in. They make that comment. So, now she finally.
Right, yeah. That was so funny.
Like I knew it was supposed to be German, maybe.
Yeah, she's supposed to be German.
You see it all like done in like stop motion style, and you see a shadow of Krampus going like that. You're like, dude, yeah, it's a great, it's a holiday.
I scene when they suck the boy up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That movie balances like the horror and comedy so well.
It does.
Like, sometimes it's hard to get right, but it does it so perfectly.
Yeah.
The start of that film is perfect for that holiday. Just like you just see it, the crowds of people.
Yeah, it was so good. Oh man, there's so much to love about that movie.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
So again, if I could have $1 every time I say this, I haven't seen that one yet, but I luckily a little bit not too long ago I got to meet up with a few YouTube people in not too far away from me, and one of my buddies that was there I got to meet in person for the first time was KB loves movies, and we were doing some used movie shopping, and he pulled one out. And he goes, "Have you seen this before?" And it was Krampus. I was like, "Nope." And he put it on my stack. He goes, "Buy it. Just buy it. Just buy it. Just buy it." And it was it was really cheap, and it was used. But he's like, "Just buy it." But he goes, "You have to wait. You can't watch it yet. You got to wait. Get in the holiday season."
It's a perfect time to watch it. The holidays for sure. Shout out to Paul Jaws. That is a great movie. It's a great movie.
Oh yeah, there we go. Right there. Yeah. So anyway, I have that in KB. Yeah, he threw it on my stack, and he was like, he was just buy it. Just buy it. Trust me.
Yep. That's right.
That's folklore at its finest. Yeah, Krampus.
Indeed.
Awesome. I love it.
It's an interesting film. That one was another one that I discussed with Sound Booth Theater when we did a stream together. And I had just read some interesting. So the ending, it's not quite what you think. They made a graphic novel that goes into a little, and that basically tells you what the real ending is supposed to be, and that made me happy because it kind of changed my perspective on the movie. So I won't say it because I don't want to spoil it, but
it's great cover art because it's the snow globe and you see his hand like over it. That pretty much is like money for that.
Yeah. I can see it. It's too far away though. I can't grab it. I still haven't put those movies away yet. I'm really bad at that. So, but no, cool. I love it. Yeah, that's a great one. That's interesting when you get some of these holiday horror movies that get tied into certain holidays, and it's kind of fun then when it's like, you can watch it anytime, but it's really fun to get it when it's around that time of year, and kind of get into the mood of it. So, absolutely, that's awesome. I love that one. Joe, what do you got going on your stack there?
There's one I want to talk about, but this one is hard to talk about. I'm gonna. All right, let's try this one. This is an anthology film, so it's gonna be a little tough to talk about because it's 5 different stories. It's a 2015 film. Not a lot of people talk about it. There's small rumbles, but it's a movie called Southbound.
Oh, I like that.
We've seen that. Yep.
YouTubers have talked about that one.
Yeah, I really like Southbound. Like I said, not a lot of people talk about it. There's some rumbles, but it's a great anthology film. I'm a big fan of anthology films, but this is one of my favorites. I really enjoy this one.
I did like that.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of it. So. My list is getting so long here.
That's really good anthology.
I don't really hear anyone talk about it
at all. Yeah.
No, not a lot of people talk about it, but it's a really good anthology film. Most people talk about Trick or Treat and Creepshow, but that's one that's really good. That's more under the radar.
Yep. Agreed. Yep. That's a good one.
It's interesting when you kind of hit some of those anthology films, though, because it's I don't know, it throws a whole different twist to it. You know, you get the little short films throughout,
Yeah.
basically, the whole thing. But yeah, when they're done right, it pulls. It can be a
Yeah,
really
it
fun
hits.
time. Yeah,
I've seen
Awesome.
some, a lot of misses, but that's one that really hits.
that'd be one of them.
Hmm.
Now
Do
you
you
had
like the VHS series, Joe?
Yes, I do.
I love
I
that
have
series.
I have all of them. I enjoy
too.
all of them.
Me too. Yeah,
Nice.
I like the new one. I like 85 a lot.
Oh yeah, that one was good.
Well, for one in particular,
I'm with Joe.
it's
I'm with Joe.
one of them I
I
just
haven't
love
seen
just
that one.
because it's more centered on slasher stuff, but that's a conversation for another time.
My favorite is VHS 2. That's my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
I was ready to say
Yeah.
my
Oh, yeah.
same number 2.
Number 2 is excellent.
Hmm.
Oh, very good. I love that. A lot of people were jumping in. Well, some of them from earlier run too, but we had another new one in here saying ahoy, ahoy.
Hey, Eric,
Thanks for jumping in.
AEW belt there.
Yeah, right. So, no, very good. All right. I know, no pressure. Meek and Kira.
Yes. Okay. So this film we chose because we just love a good final girl. And we think that our survivalists in this, Aaron, kicked butt.
Yep. So
And we always enjoy watching Your Next.
Oh,
So much
Oh, that was on my list too. It's a good one.
I've never seen that film.
Yes.
So good.
Yes. So she had a feedback, but I just think so well done. You know, I love it. Like Aaron, we said Aaron's character is so badass.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
who would have thought the boyfriend had no idea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Mhm.
I don't want to spoil it, but I feel like her skills are like,
so badass.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it all, but I've seen like most of it and stuff like that. She plays, it's a twist I've never seen before ever. I think that started a new trend.
Yeah, it was real good. And-
Many years ago, there was a film that came out starring like Melissa Milano and Ice-T.
called Body Count, and this movie.
I love Body Count.
When we first saw this movie, I said, "This is like Body Count."
Oh, there's another body.
I had the VHS of Body Count. I really like that.
We do too.
I was gonna say, and she was great as well in Step Up Revolution. If anybody saw that,
she did play. Yes, she did. Yes.
especially Jeff. You have to have the 3D of it. I have it.
3D version.
Your Next is like a home invasion thing that goes off the rails like
Yes.
really
Yes.
quickly. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Yeah,
They got a
Very
nice new
fun, though,
release
too.
coming out for that.
Oh yeah, I had to order it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Is it second sight?
Second sight.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you get the big box or just the standalone?
No, the big box.
The big box.
that and the Hitcher, man, they're killing it this year.
Oh yeah, Hitcher. Yeah.
Those box sets are awesome, but man, I have to be very selective about.
Awesome. Yeah, she's losing her mind over here.
I know. I said I have to stop.
She acts like there's unlimited funds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
you do what you pay for.
wait a minute, all those box sets add up to how much? It's like, no, wait a minute.
I keep saying I'm going to like be good, but then why do they keep coming?
It's their fault. They keep on putting out these awesome movies on these nice, but they are awesome. They do a great job.
Yeah,
Second
but I
Sight.
love that one. So like again, if I really love it, I'll get it.
And I don't know, Sid, if you want to add to it.
Yeah.
I know you said that was one you chose too, but
Yeah, I remember I used to get that confused with The Strangers or some other movie where people wore a mask when they did a home invasion.
Yes.
But this one was such a pleasant surprise. That girl was so badass in there. I mean, she was a real survivor. And I just felt like I rewatched it not long ago with my son. And there were some moments that I'm like, oh, I don't know about that. But still, overall, it was really, really good. And I did like that twist. Thought it
Yeah,
was
and I
great.
love that song that plays in it.
oh my God, the neighbors.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Final Girl films are fun. I thought you were going to say The Final Girls 2015
I
movie.
think
Yeah, that's a good film.
That's an excellent movie.
Yeah,
Very
that's
self-aware.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good ones. I think I actually have that one.
And you haven't seen it, have you?
No, I'm trying to remember I'm trying to think if I'm. Oh gosh, if I'm.
It's got
mixing
Vera
up with-
Farmiga's sister in it. She gets
Oh, yeah,
she's in a horror
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah,
Gets
Taika.
pulled into her mother's horror movie.
Oh yes, I have
Oh,
it and
really?
I've seen it. Yes, I have it and I've
Oh.
seen it. There you go.
I
Look
thought
at that. Yeah, imagine me.
That's an actual
The guy with the
family there,
YouTube
so that's
movie
pretty
channel.
good.
I finally found one movie that I've seen before.
Yay.
But no, I have it and I've seen it, and I thought it was a lot of fun. I was just mixing it up with a different, but yes, that's a fun one. But yeah, kind of almost kind of time travel. I know whether it happens or not, but kind of. But it's a fun one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Awesome, very good. Well, Kira, I like that pick too because that was one of my potential ones sitting there.
All right, look at
Pick.
that.
Very cool.
Very good.
Good pick. It was playing on Pluto TV today.
Look at that. Pluto.
Oh, that's very good.
I love Pluto TV. Pluto TV, Tubi, and Freevee are really great.
Pluto's great.
Oh, yeah.
Pluto's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pluto takes. I love the TV too. Yeah,
I watch that more than I do like a lot of my paid streaming.
I know.
Yeah, we cut back on a lot of our paid streaming because of how much we watched some of those and the physical movies that we have too to watch. So yeah, we cut back on quite a few of them that we have. But all right, well now we're on to Chris. Sir, what do you got?
All right. All good picks from everybody. I have a few stacks here, so I'm going through them, picking something a little bit different. Piggybacking off of Joe here for thriller-wise. 2019. This film came out of nowhere. I really like it. That's Dennis Quaid and The Intruder.
Oh,
I love that
I've
movie.
seen that.
That movie is so good.
This might be his last film.
Good,
I
yeah.
don't think he's done anything else past this. I think he's officially retired.
No, he's still acting. Dennis Quaid, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
in
he's
Reagan,
still
the
active.
movie Reagan coming out.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Great
He's been in
actor.
other stuff too.
Great actor. He's done horror before. If you haven't checked out Dreamscape, check that shit out.
Yeah,
It's
Dreamscape,
really
yeah.
good. He plays basically he's selling this house to this young, good-looking couple right here. Yeah, Michael Ealy, great actor. Megan Good, great actress. I mean, and they move into his house that he's selling, but he's very interesting character. There's a scene where they're all eating at dinner, and he has this dream. You don't think it's going on, where he just goes apeshit on these people, and then you realize he's like just smiling. It's really good. It's a great psychological thriller. I highly recommend this. 2019, like I say, this film came out of nowhere. Highly recommend this. This is very good. He is very good in this. It's like
He's very crazy.
Crazy.
It's like a hider in the house type of a thing.
Yeah.
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 So,
Another great movie with Gary Busey.
Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah. So that's The Intruder, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, 2019. Like I said, nobody talks about this one. It's a great film.
That's true.
I like
You
to
didn't
watch.
hear anything about it. I did enjoy that. That was actually really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Well, it sounded like it was because a lot of people. That was like one of the most I've heard everybody kind of speak up when a movie. So it's like oh, I definitely need to see that. When I hear like multiple people like, oh yes, that's.
I just added it to
He
my
very
list.
much is very interested in the wife.
Yes.
He is very interested in
Yeah.
the wife. It's been a minute since I've seen the film, but Dennis Quaid is great in everything I've seen him do, and he can just flip the switch and just be really good. So.
That smiling thing was just the creepiest thing ever. You're like, what the heck is going on?
Michael Ealy, he's a good actor. He's been in other stuff too. He is very good. So
Yeah.
he's in another film called Fatale with Hilary Swank. My goodness.
Oh,
I hated that movie.
I haven't seen that one, but I've seen the trailer for it.
Oh,
Don't watch the end. Just watch that. If you're going to watch that, watch it all the way up until just before it ends, and then you're good. You don't want to see the ending. The ending for that movie ruins it.
Oh, no.
It's like
Swank, my goodness. She is ruthless in that, but my goodness. That's
but the ending just it is like, why did I just waste? Why did I waste an hour and a half of my life with this? That's how the ending. Yeah, it's that bad.
It's kind of like with Believer, right? You have that 3/4 of good, and then it just kind of goes a little bit off the rails there a bit.
He played in a really fun show that only lasted like one season with Carl Urban. I always get the title wrong, but it might be called Almost Human. He was like an android or a robot or something, and Carl Urban was this scruffy cop, and they had to work together.
Love Carl Urban too. He's
that was a really good one. Good film. It's not a film series. It didn't last long enough.
Oh,
See, even Tiana agrees with me.
Oh, I missed
About-
there we go.
About that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, against Fatale. I got it just because of the cover. I remember seeing it at Walmart. Stuff
That's
like
why
that.
I got it, and I watched it. I'm like,
Check this
oh,
out.
this is good. And then you get to the end, and you're like, I'm throwing it away. Mika, Kira, think of that movie I talked about last week with Divorce in the Black. How awful that beginning was. That's how awful the ending of that Hilary Swank movie is.
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, it's that bad.
Enough said.
That whole movie was bad.
Oh
The ending was good.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Because it was over.
No, because it finally got good.
I'm just
Right,
joking.
because she did what she was supposed to do the whole time.
Mhm.
I've just heard somebody say that before. It's like, well, I like the ending of the movie. And we're like, oh yeah, what about? Oh, it stopped. You know, like I didn't have to watch it anymore. So
I appreciate the honesty.
no, I'm kidding. I'm just joking. I was not.
But
saying
no, I
about
do
that,
appreciate the honesty because it's kind of true.
No, I'm just running through here. But somebody was asking, where did I just see it? There was a quick, and I like, no, I don't think that's been mentioned yet. But Last Shift.
I love The Last Shift.
Oh yeah, Last Shift's a good one.
That movie's pretty creepy.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one.
It's about a cop doing her last shift at a police station.
Yeah, a bunch
It's
of freaks.
really, really good.
Yeah.
Got Hatchet Boys in here. How are we
Hey,
doing?
what's going on, P. Rich?
All right, Jeff. I know. It feels like it's so long since I get on to you.
So
Jeff's been sitting there so long he has to shave now.
Yeah.
so for this one, this one's about 10 years old now. I know Chris really likes found footage, so I'd be kind of surprised if this isn't in his stack or an honorable mention for him. This movie is the reason why, as a contractor, I'm very skeptical about taking work on social media. And that's 2014.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't have a physical release
Like,
of that. Yeah, creepy.
this movie still sticks with me, and I've only watched it one time since I watched it on Netflix in 2014. I watched.
That's a great film.
Got it.
Yeah, I love
It's
it.
so
It's almost
creepy.
perfect. Almost.
And
Yeah, it's
there's
pretty
there's a nice mixture of drama and comedy in it that
Yeah,
you never
I
know
know.
what you're gonna get hit with when you get hit with it. Like you're expecting something funny and then boom, graphic.
Yeah.
And then you're expecting something real tense and all of a sudden it's something funny and you laugh.
Yeah. I love it.
It's just one of those horror movies that just hit all the right notes at all the right times for me. And if you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix still. Surprisingly, they haven't pulled it. This is great. I think the DVD is long out of print, but man,
Don't they have a second one?
There is a creep too.
Met his match.
I like that one too. Yeah.
And to come on a series or something.
Oh yeah,
too,
with the
right?
woman.
Or
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
series.
they become buddies. Yeah.
Are they coming out with a series?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yep, I hadn't heard of that one either.
Yeah, that,
I like
hey,
Creep. I
that
saw
Peach
that on
Fuzz,
Netflix,
man.
and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
So Creep. No, I just wrote that one now too. I had not heard of that one.
That's good.
No?
It's funny.
Oh,
Oh my god.
It's not a very long run time, so it doesn't overstay its welcome. It just gets to the point, and then it gets to the end.
Mhm.
Yeah,
and you're tight and uneasy the whole. I think it's about an 87-minute runtime or something like that. It's under 90 minutes.
It was.
And
It
you're
was
on
really
the edge
good.
of your seat and uncomfortable the whole time.
well, just that one scene where the person's sitting on a bench. That's all I'm going to say about that. And he hasn't recorded. That's ending scene is great. You can't get any better than that.
Yeah. I blind bought that at Walmart when it first came out, and I was just like, "Oh, this looks interesting." And I love that film.
One of the best blind buys ever.
Yeah, that's a great blind buy. Wow, that's awesome.
But Jeff, I think what you were saying there, though, I love a great horror movie that's 90 minutes or less. It's fun to have some of those where you can pop it in late at night and it's not like 3 hours, so you can get one in, that night. And I love having.
I could have done all found footage because there's some good found footage that came out later on in the 2010s. One shout out, I'll just say it. One shout out is Hangman. If you have not seen Hangman, I suggest you watch it. It's a great found footage film.
Joe's like,
Joe's
been shaking his hand a lot tonight.
That's what I like about it. It's like, I've seen better. I like that.
Yeah,
but that's all right. That's where every movie.
It's pretty good. Everybody likes different things.
That's
right.
What,
Yep.
If you like serial killer type stuff, Hangman, I would suggest that. It's a good one. for what it is.
Very good. All right, so mine, since we were talking about some Final Girls and we were also talking about Second Sight,
Let's go.
I'm gonna go with It Follows.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Yeah, I love
Good
that.
movie.
What is it?
That
Great
was my,
movie.
that was,
Yeah, that's
Oh,
nice.
that was
love
my
it.
Second Sight box that I
I really need to see that one, I suppose.
Oh,
That's
so
a great
That was
film.
so good.
you
It is
may
good.
have
After
gotten
this
it.
stream, you should watch it. It's a great film.
I actually have Corey's old copy.
Yep.
When he got that Second Sight box, I have his old copy. So there's
What's the actress
there's
name?
no reason to not
Mike-
watch.
Micah Monroe.
Micah
Yeah.
Monroe. Yeah.
She
Yeah.
recently played in Long Legs.
Yes, she did.
Yep.
Yes. That's my horror of the year.
So I had a lot of fun. When I say it, I always feel weird saying I had fun with it, like with horror movies or things. But I enjoyed it a lot. But I was pretty late getting to see it in the whole realm of things. But
It's a different type of horror.
yeah, it's different. I like the twist. I won't get into anything, but the twist, the way that they kind of had this, passing from people, but then I don't know, there was just like a creepiness that they could build up in certain scenes with not a lot. Not it was a lower budget film, I think, all together. But man, I thought they did a good job with what they had. Or, what they were able to
like
work with.
the
Yeah.
creep
Yeah.
factor, like just things going on in the background, just like you wouldn't
Oh,
notice, and all of a
man.
sudden someone's like,
That was so good.
Yep.
So well done.
great soundtrack too.
Oh,
One of my
yeah.
favorites. I love the soundtrack.
Yes.
And they're doing another one.
Yeah,
They are.
Yep.
They
They
follow.
follow.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. They follow.
Yep.
Right.
I'm
I
curious
haven't
to see
seen
where
that
will go.
one.
Yes, and
oh, they
Right.
haven't come out with it
No,
yet.
not yet.
No, it hasn't come out yet.
Okay,
it
all
hasn't
right.
come out yet.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But well, thanks for dropping in, Stephen. I appreciate you dropping
Bye,
in.
Steven.
See you, Steven.
All right, so just make sure I didn't miss anybody new coming in. But yeah, no, I'll stick with that. I didn't know which ones I was going to pick, but I figured I had to since we already talked about Second Sight and we were talking about Final Girls, and I enjoy that one a lot anyway. So I thought that was a fun one, and we got another vote for Creep in here as well from Johnny. And Paul Draws was saying I did watch It Follows, and surprisingly, they have a good Paul.
Good Paul. Yeah.
oh, character. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So very good. All right, we made it through another round. Is everybody hanging in there? Everybody doing good?
Still good.
All right.
Still Robin.
What's that?
Robin.
But I don't want to have anybody feel like they're being rushed. But I think we were keeping a little. Maybe we're a little more seasoned.
I think we're doing a lot better than the last time.
Yeah,
last
we
time
did.
was an hour
gone-
and 3 minutes
I
around.
think 3 rounds for like 3 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've gone through
And this
3
time
rounds.
we've
Yeah,
been
we've done
we've
three
been
already.
doing them almost like
A little bit
30
more than an
minutes.
hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost
We're
there.
we're staying on topic and we're not like meandering with them. So
Yeah.
it's going
Yeah,
good.
maybe because I'm being quiet a little bit more. Is that what you're trying to say? No.
No.
I'm kidding.
Oh,
I can talk.
the Mousetrap movie.
So can I.
So-
You don't know how hard I'm refraining right now. I'm holding on to my shorts.
All right, Miss Jess, we are back
Okay.
around to you.
Needs no introduction.
Oh,
There you
Insidious.
go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yep,
Yes.
good film. I like all of those. actually.
Love
Yes.
Insidious.
I
Love
especially love the third one. Is it the
I
third
like the
one
third
with the
one a
girl?
lot.
I
too.
like the
Yep.
newest-
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The third one's really good. It took me
Not the
by
last
surprise when I watched. No, it's not the last key. I think that's the fourth one.
Okay.
That's the fourth.
So with that old man.
The
And
fifth
then the
one was
fifth
like
is
the red door.
Yeah, the
The red
fifth one's
door.
the red door. Yeah,
Oh,
but the
man.
third one
That's
is
the-
really
that's-
good.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
the
the
fifth
But
one
yeah,
I
I
own,
mean-
and I still haven't watched it.
The apartment building.
I mean, there really isn't much to say about this. We've all seen it, and it was just done really, really well when it came out.
I love it. It
And
was a surprise film for me. I love it.
yeah, I mean, James Wan has done like a lot of good horror movies. You know, he has had some that weren't that great, but this one was, I think, his breakout movie. I would say,
I agree with
Yeah.
that. Lynn Shaye is
I agree
great.
with that.
Man. Yeah,
Mhm.
that kind of made her.
and it has Patrick Wilson.
Yes.
That's like Patrick Wilson.
Just saying.
Just saying, putting that out there.
What
So
is
is
it?
that-
The note from the kid tonight. I watched myself sleep. I was like, dude, that hits pretty good. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
that's crazy. Yeah.
It's got some insanely creepy imagery in that movie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
hmm
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Is that one you got to see in the theater, Jess, or did you
Yes.
see it later?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that one in
Oh,
the
that'd
theater
be
when it
great.
came out.
Yeah, I was
Mhm.
later. That was, I think we were kind of mentioned this earlier, but there was like so many movies that I've seen after the fact, like at home or whatever, and I was like, I wish I could have seen it in the theater. I wish I would have known more about it and got out
Yeah.
to see it. So there's
I've
already
seen
been a
where
couple this
Lindsay
year
just
that I
looks up
rushed
at the
out.
ceiling while the dude's writing down what she sees, and you see the
Mhm.
terror on her face. You know
Mhm.
stuff's about to happen. It's like it's really done really well.
No,
Yeah.
definitely very good choice. So, all right, Sin.
Okay, so this one, it's not necessarily my favorite movie of his, but I thought it was really well done. It's a quiet little film. He actually did this movie for free, and which is crazy to me given who this person is.
Oh,
And to me, it's basically a metaphor for a parent dealing with a child that has a terminal illness.
We all know what that is.
Mm.
We could all guess.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's Maggie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
2015, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Um,
good.
that's a
and
surprise film from him. That's really
definitely, it is so freaking sad, you guys. It's
is.
so sad.
People don't
But
talk
it,
about that one.
it really showed his acting range. You know, he's not. Okay, I love Arnold. He's my favorite. He's my favorite. Always will be.
heck yeah.
But he's not the best actor ever. I don't care because he's my favorite. But
Dang right.
I felt like and y'all, I met Linda Hamilton not long ago.
Oh,
So much fun. Anyway, I know I can't. Okay, I'm not getting off track. I just, it's Arnold, so I immediately jumped to Linda Hamilton because Terminator. But he showed off his. He had a good, like, his performance in here was solid because you could just feel for him. Like, his daughter's infected, she's a zombie, it's only a matter of time, but he doesn't want her taken away.
Yeah.
And he's wants to protect her at all costs. And it was really well done. It's very depressing.
Yeah.
And not necessarily, I've seen it twice. I watched it once myself and then I saw it with my son. It's
really?
not.
I thought that was your first
No, it was not my first time. No, I cried each time because it's freaking sad.
I'm an emotional person. I do that. Yeah.
It's just, because just like how with the Exorcism, or the Exorcist, sorry, the Exorcist, to me, that's kind of, to me, the big fear element of that for me, or the scare factor of that for me, is this parent. She has a child, something's terribly wrong, and she does not know what to do. As a parent, that is terrifying when you have a child that's dealing with something and you don't know what it is. In this situation, he's got a child who's going to die. And it just hits all those chords. So that's my
Very
pick.
good. Very good stuff.
That's
a good
what
one.
I saw way later too. It was just earlier. I think it was earlier this year or late last year. I was on
You actually saw it?
I saw another movie. Look at this.
Wow.
I'm on a
Oh my
roll. I'm on a roll.
We're
Oh,
doing
wait.
better than the last stream
The
already.
ones I'm showing, am I supposed to have seen these before too? Like the ones no, I'm just kidding.
It's like, what?
I'm just showing movies I've never seen before, but I like the cover of it. But no, anyway, I was really surprised, and I thought it was a different take on what was going on, everything in the movie. Yeah, I agree. It was kind of a different side of Arnold too, I thought.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
I don't hear anyone talk about it that much. Not at all.
No, it doesn't get a lot of love. It's not
No.
very highly critically rated, and it's not, like I said, it's not my favorite of his because I like something with a high rewatchability factor, which this doesn't have, but it was good to me.
No, absolutely, absolutely.
Totally agree with Linda Hamilton. T2, man. How's the knee? I love
best
that. I love
movie
that.
ever.
Doing
Yep.
pull-ups. Yeah. I'm like, hot damn.
She
Yeah,
was
great.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Love her. And she is an absolutely lovely human being.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right.
She held my my hands. She held both of my hands, and at one point she rubbed my cheek during the conversation, and it was totally not creepy at all. I'm not saying anything else because there's a lot of people talking. Okay.
Beauty and the Beast. I mean, that
My
was
son
great.
takes videos of me talking about this because that's the first time he saw me fangirl.
Oh.
Like after I left, and like I was talking to somebody, and I was like,
Like,
No,
Mom, you were totally
we would
geeking
do
out.
that for
I have
Sigourney.
Sigourney.
Oh yeah, there's another one. Yeah.
I'd probably do it too. I've never really met anybody famous like that, so I don't know. What
Yeah,
I would
T2
do.
is definitely his best role. I don't understand.
Yeah, I was gonna say Linda Blair is the nicest person I ever met. Viggo
Linda
Mortensen
Hamilton.
is the
Yeah,
the
Viggo
biggest
Mortensen.
dildo I ever met.
Oh
Oh,
no!
really?
He is so short, and he is. I met him in New York City, and that
wow.
guy's a dick. Oh, he's
Oh
so
no,
good.
I like his.
Don't you hate
yeah.
it when you find that out about certain people, like
Oh, yeah.
actors or
Yeah.
celebs?
Well, isn't
that
there
you
that?
like?
It's like
saying,
Christian
like-
Bale. I'd like to meet him, but boy, yeah.
That's universal. I've heard regarding him.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Isn't that something like kind of a saying? Is like beware of meeting your heroes.
Yeah.
Or something
Yeah.
along
Yeah.
those lines.
Don't meet your
I was gonna
heroes.
say,
That's what
yeah.
I knew. I was messing it up. Thank you,
Yeah.
Jess.
Linda Blair
I'm
is the nicest person I ever met, but Viggo Mortensen, ugh, I wanted to stuff him down
Melissa
the floor.
Rose is the sweetest person you'll ever meet at a con if you've ever met her.
Oh yeah.
What was she in? Because I know her name. but I
Sleepaway
can't-
Camp.
Sleepaway Camp.
Oh,
Where she's most
yeah,
famous
yeah.
for.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. All right. Moving it on to Christine AJ. What do you got for your next pick?
All right, so I know people will be hating on this movie.
Uh-oh.
I think they do.
They do?
Now, at this point in
I was
time,
gonna say
think
I have one like that.
it is mainstream, but since just mentioned James Wan and Patrick Wilson, I have to give
Yeah.
it The Conjuring.
Yeah.
Love that movie.
I like the Conjuring.
I
Yeah.
am a huge fan of this film.
Yes.
Like,
It was really good.
it's so freaking good.
Mhm.
And
I was gonna
the
say I
scene-
almost like the second one better.
Okay, me and you was here, Joe, but now
Yeah.
we're not.
But you know, I
Damn
respect
it.
that because I really
Rewind,
like the second
rewind.
one as well.
Yeah, they're
Because-
both
so I'm
good.
glad to hear that. Yeah, they're both
all
really
over
good.
the place, but yeah, the elongated man, I think he calls himself, dude, that freaky looking thing. But yeah, Conjuring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There has some really good scares in that one,
Yeah.
but I like the first one better.
The clap.
Oh,
When
Oh,
that
man,
when, if you
yeah.
saw it in theaters and that clap came, I nearly jumped out of my skin.
yeah.
Yeah, that was
And that,
so creepy.
because that film, it's a exorcism film. It's got like so much heart to it as well.
It does.
Yeah.
Family element.
With Wilson and Farmiga's characters. And one thing I also want to say, the performances are crazy in that film. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vera
I forget
Farmiga?
the girl's
Yeah,
actress. I forget the actress name who's playing one of the daughters, but when she's looking in the corner and there's nothing there.
Yeah.
But she's, envisioning
right,
like
yeah.
this right there.
Yeah.
She sold it. Like that shit.
Yeah,
It
Yeah,
scared
she
me so
sold
bad.
it.
Mhm. Yeah.
definitely.
And I would say too for modern day horror, because horror ebbs and flows. That's another one
For
that's
sure.
really kind of reinvigorated and kind of really
Where they're at that college
Oh,
and they
yeah.
show the
Yeah,
footage
I
of
agree with
her
that.
being like kind of like almost possessed wise when she's talking to that one dude where he explains what's wrong with this dude and he just puts his hands on her and stuff and she starts freaking out. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
boy.
Movie is incredible.
It is.
Yeah, really great actress.
Great
Yeah, the
film.
one scene that gets me is the end scene when she's like put her hands on her head and she's under the floorboards. It makes me cry every single
She
time.
cries every single time. When she says, think of your daughter.
I know. It gets me. It hits me right here in the chest. I cry every single time.
They introduce the Annabelle doll and they explain the quick story
Oh,
about
yeah.
that.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I love Lorraine Warren because me and I like the little cameo that we love paranormal stuff and we followed her for years, and so that's
Yeah.
really, love that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She died after the second film, I think. Yeah, so
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did.
Fourth installment coming next year.
I heard it.
The
Yeah.
that
final
might
one.
be it. That might
I'm
be
the
it.
one that
Yeah, I
said,
believe it's
yep.
the final one.
Yeah.
Oh, the Paul Joss mentioned the Crooked Man, and I did like
the Crooked
that
Man?
version of the Crooked Man.
Yeah.
Oh, from the second
Yeah.
one. Yeah. Mhm.
He did
Yeah.
look kind of cool.
That's from like that merry-go-round thing.
Oh,
Little music box thing.
yeah. Oh, yeah. One of
So you all are better at keeping track of the chat than I am. So it's just so much going on. But no, thanks for jumping that out there. But no, cool. Yeah, I've only seen the first one. I haven't seen any of the others.
Am I the only one that liked part 3?
I like part 3.
I like
You
the
are.
third
Three?
one, okay.
I did.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, we're back on
It's
track,
okay.
Joe. We're back on track. We're
It's
back on
middle
track.
of the road. It's middle of the road.
But
Shout out
they,
to Annabelle
the
Creed.
Nun, they totally, they had a good movie until they didn't tie it into the first one, until the
Yeah,
first
the Nun,
Conjuring,
yeah.
because they do tie in, but they didn't make that connection in
It's a
in the
different
Nun.
character too. It's a different character.
Mhm.
Wow, people feel it really.
Yeah.
All right, that's awesome. I love the conversations that get going and where they go from everywhere. But awesome. So, okay, but next one, I saw Tracy jump in here. Nerdy film girl, just saying what a movie.
Hey.
What up? Thanks for jumping in here. I appreciate it. All right, Joe, what do you
All
got
right.
for us?
I'm gonna get out of the weeds for a little bit. We're gonna go with something a little more modern, not super modern, but more modern. I love this film. It's a 2012 film with Brittany Stowe, Jeffrey Combs, and Sasha Grey, and it is Would You
Would
Rather.
you rather?
Yeah. That was good. I did enjoy
plays
it.
the penguin from Gotham in it. Yeah.
Yeah, I love this film. It's pretty much, it's pretty much a dinner, and they play a game of Would You Rather. And it's, people
Grey's
who
pretty
need
good in
money,
that.
and what will you do? One of the funniest parts is the when it first starts, Sasha Grey, they're like, would you do this or and the guy didn't even finish the sentence, and she just takes the knife and wham, just stabs him right in the leg.
Yeah, she does.
And I'm just like,
yeah.
I love this movie. It's
That
just
was
so good.
very good. I enjoyed
Yeah,
that.
I really, really enjoy it. Not a lot of people talk about it. It's like I said, it's out of the weeds. It's like middle of the road, but I always enjoyed this film, and I feel like more people should check it out.
I'm not going
People
to
talk about that one.
ending.
Very
Oh my
emotional.
god, the ending was heartbreaking to me.
Yeah,
good.
it was. It's really good. It's one that I like to watch like at least once a year. It's a fun one. Puts a smile on my face.
Oh my gosh, that fork.
Yeah.
It's been a minute since I've seen it, but I remember it. It was on Netflix.
Oh yeah. When the fork happened, I was like a little kid clapping. I was like, yay!
Sasha Grey does have a Twitch channel. She's pretty cool, and she plays her games
Yeah,
on there. She's a good actress.
yeah.
I actually like her.
I've seen her. Yes, I have a couple of her things. The Girlfriend Experience that she was in, a couple other stuff. A couple other horror movies I have that she was in as well.
But yeah, I saw. I haven't seen that one, so I know I repeat myself again with that one. But
Write it down. Write
That's
it
how
down.
you cast the people
I wrote
in
it.
there.
I did. I have it written down. Asking about. So I do have everything in the description. So go check it out. I have everybody's at least YouTube and or Instagram on there, so should all be down there. So definitely check it out in there. So, all right, perfect. So Joe, all right, another good one there. So now Kira and Mika.
Oh,
yes.
Okay, so we're gonna switch it up because the Conjuring was taken, so
Yes,
we
we love it, though.
will see it with that man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna go like with a newer one, and this is one because it takes for us when new horror comes out, it takes a lot for us to really like it. But one of the newer ones that we really, really enjoyed was
loved it.
Talk to Me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was on my list. That was going to be my last one.
Yes.
I like Talk to Me.
So good.
Oh, so good.
So good.
It just was well done. I really enjoyed it. I don't know. It just was one of my favorite of that.
And it really delved into like a grief.
Yeah, I love how it tied into grief.
Brilliant horror.
And loss trauma, like oh my god, the scenes. Some of them were just like
And-
Just so simple and
With
so
the brother.
brutal, right?
With the
Oh
brother
my
acting out there
gosh.
with the kid. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, there was
those
a
were
couple
some good
scenes that
ones.
made me kind of.
Did you know it was a couple of YouTubers that directed that movie?
Yes.
Yes.
It was really cool. A couple of brothers.
The foot scene was pretty interesting, I have to admit. They're like, and she's like, whoa, what's going on here?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
that made my top list last year.
Yeah,
Like
right?
their honorable mentions.
Yeah,
So
Same.
good.
Ours as well.
Yeah.
Ours as well.
And
That reminded me of Insidious a little bit. With the ending, when it happens, it reminded me a little bit of that.
Oh wait, the ending. I can see what you mean. I don't
That's a
know
great
the
point.
way, but like the ending, which is
the very
Insidious
very
chapter
Yeah, the very,
2.
very end,
Yeah,
where it
yeah.
kind of
Oh, wait, yeah,
left
the first
open
one.
for a sequel, basically.
that was one of those rare instances where so I love horror. It's one of my favorite genres, but the downfall for me to horror is that most of the time the protagonist doesn't make it out.
Oh,
or
yes.
something terrible. And I hate that
Yes.
because I always want them to win.
yeah.
This was one of those times where it did certain things right for me, and I was fine because it made total sense. It
Right.
wouldn't have
It made
worked if
sense,
it had
right.
been
Yeah,
anything
right.
else.
Mhm.
So I just really
The
appreciated
film
that.
explains itself pretty well.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
yeah,
like
definitely.
yeah,
You did a great job with that one.
yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, and I said that damn hand.
Yeah, and I said too, and I think the brothers are twins.
Yeah,
so
they
you
are.
know.
Yeah.
Just those scenes, literally, where the eyes turn black. That's done so
Oh,
well. It's
yeah.
like they're
Oh,
hemorrhaging.
yeah.
And he just goes back.
Oh
like,
yeah,
super good
the way
acting.
they did looked really cool.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it did. And it scared me. And
Yeah,
like,
it did,
So
yeah.
yeah, it was really
No, I mean that kid, the little boy. Oh,
Mhm. I know.
They put him
Yeah.
through it.
Yeah.
And I don't
They
know,
really
it's
did.
And I think
had me like
didn't
covering my face.
Oh yeah. And how many
the
seconds?
directors
Ah.
say they removed some stuff where it showed a little bit more of him being like,
oh,
torture or
really?
whatever, something
Yeah.
like that. They like removed some like really bad scenes.
Wow.
that
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
There's
even
extended
worse.
scenes.
Yeah,
That was
I
tough.
want the director's cut for real though.
If they
We
have
get into
something.
a part 2.
Yeah, they said they are.
Yep.
doing
Yeah.
And again, you have a nice set on the box set that you
This is
have
the one
there.
from
Umbrella, and it came
Yeah,
with the
I have that same one.
Oh, you
hands.
you have the hand?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have the hand. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
That was one of my releases of the year. Yeah, it's like it's better than the one A24 released in my opinion because it comes with those visible pens where you can write whatever you want on it and then it disappears.
Yeah, I put it in the box because it is kind of scaring me a little bit.
Nah.
So I like that.
So yeah,
You get up late at night to go get a glass of water, and you're like, "Ooh!" You just see the hand sitting there.
throw something over it.
It really explains to you how to do it, what you're supposed to do. It's like, dude, that's crazy.
Oh man, so y'all didn't try it, huh?
no.
One shot.
I'd be like,
We ain't playing with that stuff. No, no.
yeah, no,
We watch. That's it.
Right.
yeah, absolutely. No, a great one. That was another one that I don't actually own that one, but that's what I want to get in my collection for
Yeah,
sure.
that's
That's
good.
for
Yeah,
sure.
really good.
So, all right, we're around to Chris.
All right. This one really surprised me. It's from basically Universal and stuff like that. Scream Factory released this, or Shout did. I think this is more horror sci-fi. That's Upgrade.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Upgrade is great. It's a dark superhero-ish type of a thing. Basically, it's like sometime in the future he's a mechanic and something happens, his wife ends up getting killed and all that stuff too. He almost dies. He gets this parasitic machine AI stuck put in his head and stuff like that. And this good actor, he's from Prometheus. He's done other stuff too. And it's kind of like a buddy type of a thing. There's a funny scene where he's just kicking these dudes' ass, and he's like, "What am I doing?" He does a great part like that, acting like him. Like
Doesn't he apologize too? Like,
Yeah.
sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
and stuff like that too.
As he's like
It's very
busting
good.
the glass.
Surprisingly dark. The ending is extremely dark. It's disturbing. It makes you think about it. Specifically, like this photo right here of him. He's a good actor, and just this photo right here kind of tells you what it is. If you haven't seen this, definitely watch it. That's up.
That's good. That's a good one.
Yeah.
It's such a
I was
great
gonna say
movie.
another film that they announced a part 2 that still hasn't been released or made.
Look at that.
Oh, they have for that one? I didn't.
Yeah, they announced it in 2020 that they were gonna do
do a sequel. To
a
it.
part 2, a sequel to it.
I
Yeah,
guess
because
I
the
realized.
ending kind of leaves something
Right.
to,
Yep.
that
It leaves
you
it
could do
open.
something,
Yep.
but
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I definitely like that one too. That was one I had to.
Yeah.
I had to upgrade my upgrade copy.
Yeah.
the 4K. I know,
4K
corny
they
dad
didn't
jokes.
come with the slip either. That's disappointing. So,
I know. That's where I wasn't in a huge rush to go get it because you didn't have to worry
So
about
I have the
slip
slip, so I
running
can
out.
just.
Yeah. But no, that's a great one, and I
Great show.
I love science fiction. I grew up on that. That was like, but I love when they, I don't know, crosses over into that territory.
Like
you know.
cyberpunk, like
Mhm.
very
Mhm.
yeah. It's different genre type of a film. I like it a lot. It came out of nowhere. It's kind of like a sleeper hit.
Oh yeah, that's a good way to describe it. Yeah, it is. Yeah,
It's in a different way, but I don't know. Have any of you seen Hardware?
Yes,
I have not seen Hardware yet.
I
Yeah.
love that movie.
Okay, some reason it kind of, I know it's different, but it felt like it reminded me back to that and maybe some of the cautions of
They mentioned hardware in
technology
the
and what it's
office.
used for. But-
Yeah, hardware released by Seven, really out of print. I have
way out
a
of
Blu.
print. Yeah.
I have the Blu-ray of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that. We'll have to note that.
Yeah. You said it's out
Yeah.
of print, Joe?
It's really out of print.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I got lucky and I got it for like $10, but
Oh.
it's like close to $100 Blu-ray now.
Ooh.
So not one that I will own.
No. Maybe it's on Tubi.
Oh, to me! You're gonna win. I'm gonna shut.
We'll circle back to
Tubi.
talking about Tubi again.
Shout out to
We gotta like mention them once per round.
Yeah, you got to get your sponsor in.
Yeah, I wish. Like, go for it. But no, awesome. That's a great one, Chris. Yeah, absolutely. And, that's one I completely agree that it fits with this discussion, but it's not one that it came to my mind right away. But as soon as you pulled that, I'm like, oh yeah, that would have been a great one to pull out in this. So awesome, good one. All right, Jeff.
Yeah.
Are you still there?
So yeah.
So
I'm
I
gonna
put you
go-
to sleep. I put you to sleep.
So I'm gonna go with something like super mainstream. The reason why is because I was so surprised by this. I knew this guy from The Office, and that's John Krasinski.
Oh,
Quiet
Place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't check this movie out until last year because
Only
I'm
one.
like, he's a funny guy. He can't make, he's not gonna make a good horror movie, and it's PG-13. I've always kind of put my nose up to PG-13 horror movies, but if you watch this on 4K and you have a Dolby Atmos surround sound,
creature.
it's so tense. Like
Yeah.
the
Scene in the
the
bathroom.
absolute quietness. That's what makes it so tense. And you just hear the little bits of things happening all around you.
Yeah.
This quite surprised me. I mean, there's a reason why there's a third one that's in the theater right now that's doing gangbusters. Like it's doing really well for a
Yeah.
summer horror movie.
I was gonna say even the second one was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed my theater experience with that one because you like you said with the quiet, you could feel the tension in the theater where everybody was like quiet. Yeah,
I had that Blu-ray. I liked it a lot. It's done really well.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this one proves that newer PG-13 movies can still have a scary factor to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it came from a guy that's usually funny. So that's kind of surprised me how many comedians have tried to jump into the horror genre lately.
Yeah.
True. True.
And what a
I was
brutal
gonna
opening
say,
scene in
like-
that film too.
Oh,
yeah.
yes, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Another comedy guy that got into horror with Becky with Kevin James.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Kevin. James.
Another comedian that did it, or like Jim Carrey with Number 23.
Yeah.
Robin Williams with 1 hour.
Oh,
photo.
yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
Oh, 1 hour
That's
photo.
a good
Oh, that's so
movie,
good.
Chris.
He's creepy.
I love that movie.
He's so creepy.
It's
Sometimes
so
it's those-
creepy.
Sometimes it's those like people is funny that can make really good creepy people.
he's in the
Yeah.
house.
I think
He's in the flipping house. He's like,
John
Because you
Goodman
never
does a good
expect them
job,
not
too.
to be funny.
John Goodman, yeah.
I love John Goodman in Death Sentence.
Yes.
oh, yeah.
or Robin Williams 1 hour photos.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
John Lithgow. I mean, he can be hilarious. Then you can.
He was great. He was great in Dexter.
And Dexter, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, season
Oh,
4.
you can see him in The Old Man if you haven't seen that.
Yeah, he's really good in that too.
That's really great.
Sorry, I'm writing slow. Okay.
You need one of those 5 subject notebooks.
Got a little bit of a notepad here. So.
Yeah, I have no pad like that.
But, all right, we're out of good ones here. I'm gonna
Sure,
go a little. We'll see. I'll go with this one. I'm gonna go with Haunt.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
That's a good
You
one.
ever seen that?
Just like.
So Jess, it's her favorite movie of all time. It looks like.
Oh.
No, she did not like that one. Okay, sorry. I'm not saying it's the greatest one ever. I liked for what it
One
was.
comic relief and then accidentally
Yeah.
drops
It's a
a
fun
finger on the
one.
chick, and he's like going off. He's like,
But yeah, just interesting. I mean, it's definitely like it says haunt. It's the play on the whole haunted house and bunch of whatever 20 somethings or whatever, however old they were, go through that, and things aren't quite as what they seem going into it. And I thought it was pretty creepy, and
I really liked it.
Yeah, I like it. It's fun. It does make a rotation every October.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got the.
It pairs well with
Roman
Hellfest.
version of
if
that.
you haven't seen it.
I liked Hellfest better.
Yes, Hellfest was fun.
Another movie that they never made the sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're supposed to.
I like that they didn't make a sequel. That's a hot take for Hellfest.
Oh well.
The what happened at the ending of Hellfest is just like, I want to know.
Yeah, I'm like you, Joe. I want to know.
I want
to know. Inquiring Joe wants to know.
That takes this out of this then, because I had it waiting here. But yeah.
You still get it. You can
still talk about it.
Yeah, you can still talk about it. Like when it goes back around to you if you want to.
Yeah, because we're only doing sprinkles on it. You could throw the full rain on it.
We'll zip it.
Give it the full.
Go for it. So absolutely, yeah. Even if somebody talks about a movie,
that brought me back into slashers. I love Hellfest.
All right, we made it back around. So Jess, pick something better than my last pick. I want to see. I'm not just kidding.
This is my favorite movie of the year. I don't own it yet, but I will. And I just wrote down the first Omen.
Yeah, I
liked it.
That was good. I did enjoy it. I gotta see
It's our number one so far too.
He has that one actor that plays the priest. He has that voice that was used in Russell Crowe's film that he did called, what was it, The Pope's Exorcist. He plays the voice of that demon.
Oh, The Pope's Exorcist. I like that one.
I did not like that.
He's a good actor.
So the first
now you have to do it, Mika.
I know. Love the first Omen.
Yeah.
The way they filmed that, you legit felt like you're
done.
watching something that was filmed in the 70s.
Yeah,
that's a good creep factor for that.
Yeah, it was well done.
And it tied in so well to the first movie.
It did.
It really did. And there was a lot of homages to the Omen. So I don't know. It was just really well done. Like it starts off like semi-slow for the first 20 minutes or so, but once you hit that 20-minute mark, like it really starts. Everything in that movie has a purpose. It's not like, it could have been 10 minutes short. No, they really streamlined that movie.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, I'm so glad that somebody else is agree. Yes,
absolutely agree. Absolutely.
And then once you get to her starting to try to getting into labor, she's going all crazy. I'm like,
that's
possession
homage
vibes.
to Possession.
Yeah.
And
I had goosebumps during that.
You talking about the scene outside the car?
Yep, the scene outside the car.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the one thing that I didn't like that. She went a little overboard on that one.
I had goosebumps.
But she was really good in there.
Okay, I gotta see it.
I did not see the roommate her friend that came out of nowhere.
I was so shocked. I was like, dang.
Okay, you guys.
Spoilers.
I've seen it.
I like the way they.
Sorry, Mika. I didn't give too much away.
Forget she said that.
You didn't hear anything.
Forget she said it.
Strike that from the record.
Yeah, it is filmed in Italy. It is filmed around that area.
Y'all selling it. He's selling it. Yeah, because Kara saw it, but she told me to watch it. I gotta watch it.
Oh, you have to, because it's like when you get to the end where everything starts to tie in, to the whole movie, you're like, yeah.
There it is.
Hey, Frank.
Yeah, I was gonna say we had a couple.
Okay, y'all sold it though, and you can actually watch this without seeing. I think so. Right? You
can watch this movie without seeing any of the other Omen movies.
Yeah, because this is technically a prequel.
The prequel.
If
I
you've
feel like
seen
it does
the others,
enhance it though.
Yeah,
it
has these.
It does. It really does.
Homage to the first movie and certain scenes and stuff. So if
Yeah,
you've
it's its
seen
own
that,
film.
you can appreciate it more.
Okay.
That scene where you get her getting her habit and her joining the whole thing, and then all the nuns on the floor doing that whole ceremony. You're like, what the hell?
Yeah, I know.
I'm like,
Right?
this. You're like
this doesn't look right.
That's
Beautifully shot though.
It was beautifully shot.
So yeah. That
Okay.
is something that you should have seen in theaters, though. I think personally.
I saw it in theaters
Yeah.
when I was out of town.
Me
I was
too.
in
We know
Well,
you
like,
do.
come on.
Jersey. Yeah.
I got my theater downstairs.
I know, yes.
Kind of Rosemary's Baby vibes a little bit with that one scene with it's good practical effects. There's a hand that comes out of nowhere on like a
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I forgot about that scene. I was so traumatized. You know what scene I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Have you seen it where she's watching her give birth and then you see that hand and I'm like, how the hell is this movie
So-
not rated NC-17?
It was almost rated
It was
NC-17. It was
almost.
very
Yeah, it was
close. They had to
close.
fight
It
for that. They had to
almost
fight for it.
Because of
Yeah.
that. I know it's like a
I'm
split.
surprised.
It's the shortest amount of
Well,
time.
that's what
But
he
I was
said
like,
too. It was
oh
so
my
quick.
Disturbing.
God.
Yeah.
How could yeah, and then all of a sudden she's just like passed out on the floor
Pretty
after watching that.
I'm curious, not to go too far into it, but maybe somebody will have this on there, but it always gets compared to another movie that came out right around the same time, and I don't know if you saw that or not, Immaculate.
Sydney Sweeney.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
Immaculate,
Immaculate.
no.
Yeah, that's
It
right.
gets
Pulling a
compared to that
Joe.
quite
I
a bit.
saw that. Yeah.
I was gonna say
First Omen's way better.
Immaculate. I own it. I still haven't opened it yet.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I have
seen the
Immaculate
first
too. I haven't
Omen,
watched it yet either.
I was just curious.
First
if
Omen's
you-
better.
I've seen it
I liked either
and
one.
that was on Hulu. And I watched it.
First Omen, I've gone to Walmart a couple times and it's always sold out.
Oh,
Hmm.
yeah.
I haven't broken
Wow.
down to Amazon yet, but
That's what I said. It's tough to get. I was like,
It's a
really
brutal
hard-
film. I'll give it that. It's definitely a brutal film. Yeah.
Oh, very good one. Very
I'm
good
glad
one.
people are
Okay,
buying it.
you
That's
guys
cool.
sold
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
I gotta watch it.
It's been a good year for horror. It's been a good
Yeah.
year.
It has been a
It has.
great year, Chris.
Been a great year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
More to
I
come.
still think last year was better. But oh no,
More to come, Kira. Yes.
Right? This weekend.
Not for
Alien
watching.
Romulus.
I know. But my next
Like a
week,
week
I'm
away.
about next
Oh,
week.
1 week.
Next week is my week.
Yeah.
week is-
That's
Oh,
his
that's your week. Hey, that's my week next week too. Come on now. Come on, Alien Romulus. You
Oh, yeah, that's
already
right.
know.
That's right.
You already
Marvelous.
know.
Yeah.
Got my
That'd be a good
ticket
one.
for that.
That'd be
Yes.
Yes.
I'm excited.
good.
Co-produced by one of the greatest directors of all time, Ridley Scott.
Buddy. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, we got Fetty doing it, so I know it's gonna be good. It's gonna be
He
good.
gonna kill it. He
Oh,
gonna kill
yeah.
it.
I'm excited.
I know we digress.
Tiana-
Okay, sorry, you
Tiana
guys.
No, that's
asked
all right,
if
that's right.
Immaculate was worth watching. I think it's still worth watching.
Oh yeah.
Just know that it's not as good as the first Omen.
Yeah, it's not as good as.
Thanks for,
They're
thanks for
attempted
catching that.
exploitation.
I missed that.
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, she loved the first Omen. I missed her
Yeah,
question.
okay,
though,
I gotta
but-
get
Yeah, it was so good.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
It's
enjoyed
really
it.
good.
Hey, Steve, how's it going? Saying hey,
Steve.
everybody.
Hey, Steve.
I'm just going to catch a couple new people jumping in here. Everything, Isabel, saying Corey, I'm listening.
Hey.
Oh, thanks for jumping
Hey,
in. I
everything,
appreciate
Isabel.
it. And we got Frank in here saying, what's up, Corey? Jeff, AJ, Christy?
Frank
What's
in the
up?
house.
Frank Media.
Steve is editing a video right now.
Very
so
nice.
Keep with the grind, man. Keep with the grind. So, all right. How many other people did I miss or questions? I'm trying to scroll really quickly. All right. I'll put another pin in it here. So we can keep on going because.
Oh wow, really?
Frank. Okay,
All right,
Frank.
what-
Can you put Frank's comment up, Corey?
My God, I'm not sure.
Other one.
He even got the 4K disc too.
We're gonna have to talk after this,
I know,
Frank.
Frank. Wow.
Once you check out
I miss
Sydney
it.
and 4K, definitely.
Oh,
After this is
this
over,
one?
I'm gonna have to pull. I'm gonna have to
This
pull
one?
you
That one right
up.
there.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to pull up in your DMs.
Sounds like you
As
had
a matter of
some
fact,
fighting words
if
there.
it's okay if I have a blog post on inlovewithhorror.com that lays out why for First Omen is better than Immaculate.
Well, I watched it first.
That's
and
how
I'm-
passionate she is.
I think he got the reaction he wanted.
I know the-
He's got
Yeah.
them laughing now.
Oh, wow.
Well, very good. I still have not seen Immaculate, but First Omen, that was one of the first. I know, another side tangent, and then I'll get back on track. But I hadn't done a double feature in a theater forever and ever, and I actually it was from AJ and Christy. I won a ticket from both of you for
Oh, yeah, that's
First
right.
Omen.
Yeah.
On your Instagram page. Sorry, I completely forgot about it. Yeah, it was from your page. So that day I went in and I was like, what else is around there? I'll do a little double feature. So I went and saw Abigail.
Abigail.
Sorry, Abigail.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Abigail's fun.
Yeah.
Abigail, and then
People really
First
like
Omen.
Abigail. I haven't seen it yet.
I love that.
It's
movie.
good.
It's fun.
It's
Another
great.
one
fine.
still sealed, sitting over there. Haven't watched yet.
No, awesome.
It's also streaming, Joe.
No, I'll buy it. I already own it.
Esposito's in that one.
I'm just
funny.
picking.
All right, we're bringing it back on here, and now we got Sin. We got another pick from you.
Okay, so my fifth one, I was gonna have Talk to Me as my fifth and supposedly final, since I picked 5 to talk about, but
Yep,
now
that's what I
I've
threw
got
out there,
I've got to join. I've got to just check my list. I came up with alternates,
Yeah.
and there's so many it's hard to choose from.
Yeah.
I've been debating which one to talk about, but I guess the one I'm going to talk about is this. It's a horror comedy, and it's my face hurt from laughing so much by the time this movie was done. The kills in there were so comedic to me just because of the situation, and it all revolved around a misunderstanding. And it's Tucker and Dale versus Evil. And that movie,
Hey, I had it right here.
that movie, you think it's going to be something. You think it's going to be, I mean, you
It's
can kind of
hilarious.
tell by the cover it's going to be a little comedic, but
Yeah.
I did not anticipate
And
the
then the beer
direction it
can.
went. And when that first, I think the first character that died was running through the woods and they got impaled by a log.
Yeah.
And it was so surprising. I was watching it with my cousin. We both just burst out laughing. And every kill that happened after that was hilarious. You know, it was terrible, but it was funny. It's like, what's wrong with me? It was really funny.
I was having the same effect. It had the same effect on me because I'd sit there and go I'd go, ooh.
Yeah, right,
It's so
exactly.
funny, but you'd have
Exactly.
ooh, and then a laugh right after it. But
Sometimes I think the very first one, I screamed with laughter because it was so shocking. It just happened like that. It's so
I
funny.
ooh, that just
comedy
happened.
ones though.
Yeah.
More comedies are hilarious.
Wood chipper, we got college kids killing themselves all over our property.
it's one of those suicide packs, I think, or something like that.
And
What are they doing?
Oh my gosh, the two guys, the two buddies, they were
Mhm.
so funny. So
Yeah.
that's my pick.
That's a good one. Yeah.
So that was another one.
It is great. It's definitely highly rewatchable. It's hilarious.
Well, for sure.
It's really good.
That's what I was saying. I kept on grabbing more picks, and I was like, I got a bunch that have a little bit of comedy or dark comedy in
Yeah,
it.
it's just, it works. I like the funny thing too is making fun of hillbillies when the girl tells the one guy, "You're half hillbilly" or something like that, or you're part. Okay, that's
Part hillbilly.
you're part hillbilly. Okay, yeah.
I want to rewatch that again now. I haven't seen it in a long time. Yeah, definitely, that's a fun one. Like I said, I like those every once in a while when you get the comedy.
Oh no,
mixed
they
in.
really are. They're needed. Actually. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not the biggest horror comedy guy, but there's a
Okay.
couple that are pretty good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot which is the one that came out last year. It was called Black something. It was
Oh, the
really good.
blackening.
The
The
black.
Blackening.
Yeah.
Oh, the black.
Yeah, the blackening. I
That's a
was
slack.
hesitant. I was so hesitant to buy that, and now it's I found it cheap. I'm like, I'm just gonna buy it and watch it, and I actually enjoyed it. I was
It's
shocked.
funny.
Yeah.
I have that one.
It was good.
Yeah, it's
Funny.
fun. I can't remember if that was from your stream too that we talked about. I hadn't seen that. AJ and Christy. I can't remember.
It might, maybe.
Probably.
It's like, you haven't seen it, and I'm like, okay, I'm buying it. You know. Well, there's some movies I'm okay. Like if I see a track record of
Yeah,
what
I
people
was
like
wondering.
and don't like, and
Yeah.
if they're like, oh, you gotta have that one. Yeah.
Just
I can
grab
go
it.
for it.
It's
Go
a
for it,
fun
for
one.
sure.
I like that one.
So, all right, awesome. All right, so we got that one. So now we are on to AJ and Christy.
Did you want me to?
I'll let you go. Oh, the Hatchet Boys asked about lowlights.
Oh.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
Tubi. I watched that on Tubi.
Oh, Tubi. Yeah. Look at Tubi.
That's an original.
Shout out again to Tubi every round. Let's go.
That is a really good one.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
did.
Okay, so I was gonna pick something kind of obscure too, and it's a film that I know not a lot of people like, but I don't care because I love it. So it is what it is. But I'm a fan of the found footage style where it's just like the computer screen. Those kind of movies. And a film that I really like, I think it came out in maybe 2018, was Unfriended Dark Web. I
Yes.
love
I
that
really
movie.
like that
Thank
one.
you.
That
Yeah,
movie
thank you.
is so good. I love the
Yeah,
the
I
concept.
like. Yeah, I like that one more than the original.
Oh yeah. So if you've never seen it, it follows this guy who finds a
Idiot.
laptop at like a cafe or whatever. He takes it home and he plugs
Chris
it up,
got it.
and it's all the views all from that MacBook screen. And he gets on Skype with his friends. I like movies like that too. So it's almost like a time capsule, like from that era, which is kind of cool.
Only issue is it's hard to read that initially because when I remember when I got this, I'm kind of squinting a little bit, like, dude, what is it saying?
Yeah. But chaos ensues on that
original.
Skype chat. It gets so crazy. The concept and like the way it unfolds and the ending is incredible. Like
That can happen.
I love this movie so much.
It could happen.
It could happen.
Yeah.
If you're an idiot like that guy was.
Yep.
Oh, that's too funny.
That's a good one. Well, I should watch
Thank you
it.
for mentioning that. Yeah, that doesn't get talked. It doesn't get talked about enough, in my opinion. They
You're
could've
right, it doesn't.
gone with that because this stuff came out before a film from 2020 called Host, which is very good.
Yep.
So
Yeah, Host
Host
is
is
excellent.
good.
Love Host.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Love
I
Host.
wasn't a fan of that one, but yeah, it was all right. It was a one-time watch.
yeah, but the dark web, that's a trick.
Dark
when you
web
go
one I
to
really
one
like.
dude's house and call like the police on him or something like that. A lot of
Yeah.
times that
Yeah.
happens. I'm like, oh no.
That seems crazy.
The one couple
so
that's in
dope.
there, that's a good one with the couple that's in there.
Yep.
The one with the mother sick,
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That is really good. Yeah, choose. You see countdown in the bottom. Yeah.
Yep. So
And that
good.
one has a twist to it since people like twists.
Yeah.
But yeah, that dude was so dumb.
It's excellent.
Oh,
Yeah, he a dumbass.
Shout out to Chris
Dumbass.
owning the Blu-ray. That's so dope, man. Yeah.
yeah.
Dark web.
Very good. All right, I wrote that one down too. So
Blu-ray has 3 alternate
It's a good one.
endings, which are interesting.
Ooh,
Oh, I didn't know
I know
that.
you like that.
I
Yeah,
did
it
not
does.
know that. I gotta look that up. Okay.
Yeah, it's the Blu-ray has 3 different endings to it.
Okay. That's a purchase now.
that's more love for Host.
Yes, yeah, 60-minute.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super short,
Yeah, but it's effective.
but it's a very effective one. Yeah.
Very
The
effective.
second one.
See, I gotta have some movies in this keep in my back pocket like that when it's like late at night and I know I can't make it through a real long one.
Oh, wait. I don't know if you want to watch that one late at night.
Oh, well, it's what we were talking about earlier, where some people were like saying like how they like to watch horror movies before they go to bed, and some are like, no.
I can watch
That's
some.
me- that's
That's
me.
not one I would watch at night.
Yeah, okay. Well, either way, it's a good.
Found footage when they try something different, and they try something different
Right.
like that, and that's when it can just hit it out of the park most of the time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, perfect. All right, another good one. So, Joe, what do we got up next for you, man?
How many more rounds are we going? Just so I know.
Well, let's get through this round, and we'll see how people are doing.
Okay.
So, I would say choose it like it's your last one. How about that?
Okay. I won't talk about this one then because I'll just say, Corey, you got to watch it.
Oh, which one is
What's-
it?
I can't read it.
Oh, Lord.
Oh gosh.
No, there we
Okay.
go.
Nope.
Okay.
I've sworn enough. I've heard enough hearsay to know
I
this.
pretty
won't
brutal.
talk about the film, but I'll just say it's a fantastic film. You got to watch it. Well, we're going to go with this one then. This is, everybody loves, I do, one of my favorite horror movies because I like horror movies that can actually happen. And I love The Strangers. And this is based on the same story of The Strangers, but it's more told to real life of what actually happened. And it is a movie called Cabin 28.
Oh,
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Never heard of
I've
that.
heard of that one.
Let me write that one down.
Let me write
Cabin
that.
28.
Cabin 28. It's really, really good. I really enjoy it. Like I said, it's based on the same story of The Strangers with the 3 people.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, okay.
It's a really, really good movie. I really enjoy it. It's as good as The Strangers, but like I said, it's more to the actual real telling of what actually happened.
What really happened with that situation.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wrote that
That's
down.
Cabin 28.
So, Joe, Marie's jumping in here. Which one is she talking about?
I don't
Probably
know.
A Serbian film.
A Serbian
I'm
film.
sure that's for a Serbian film.
I know. I just
Hey,
had to give him a hard time.
It's a fantastic movie. I'm still waiting. They're supposed to be coming out with an uncut one that has 2.5 hours more footage.
Uncut?
An uncut
Yeah.
version.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like, hell no. No.
Right, because I don't know. Thanks.
She said she had to watch
It's a
Scooby Doo for a
fantastic
week.
movie.
I'm with you on that, Marie.
Yeah.
That thing was terrible.
Oh my God.
When I first started dating Marie, I was like, here's Serbian film, here's Salo, here's grotesque.
Yeah.
I'm like, here's all this torture porn.
Salo
Like,
is crazy.
If you could stomach all this, you're all right.
Oh.
Yeah, there's not a love.
Terrible.
No, too much.
No, all I know is, yeah, I've just heard like so. Yeah, I've heard not enough about it. Yeah.
You gotta watch
No.
Quick shout out to another found footage film. I'm just going to mention it real quick. Megan is Missing. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's a great one.
Yes.
Yes.
That one's
They put that
crazy.
in schools as a teaching.
Yeah.
tool. Highly recommend that if you've not seen
Megan
that.
is Missing. It is fantastic.
I haven't seen
I
that.
haven't either. I haven't heard of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say there is a trigger warning for towards the end of that film. Like this is
Okay.
a
Oh,
fair
yeah,
warning
towards the
if
end
you
of the
are
film.
going to watch it.
Yeah, it's huge. It's not for it's.
Yeah,
I'll put that on there though.
but it's really good. I got the Blu-ray of that. It's
Me
fantastic.
too. Yeah, Lionsgate released it.
Oh, okay, gotta watch that. I haven't heard of that.
All right. Got a lot of good ones. I'm writing down so many things.
Don't
Not only
forget
the
Serbian
pigs, but
film.
then what's that?
Don't forget Serbian film.
I think I
2010.
Yeah, I think I forgot.
2010.
I think I forgot
Just
that
came
one.
just out.
I think
Just
I
like
forgot
nope.
that
nope.
No, I think that will be one that will be left off of my watch.
Yeah.
That's a good late night watch right before bed.
Oh my!
I've heard enough of it that I'm like, no, not for me, not for me. I'm glad you love it. Not for me. Okay, Kira and Miko.
Very artsy.
Oh yeah. Oh, so we actually went through all of us, but what we were thinking about, since people are mentioning horror comedies, is a film that came out in 2012 called Grabbers.
Oh,
That's a good one.
Do people notice that it's so under the
I had
radar,
that
but
heard of
it's really funny?
Grabbers is hilarious.
Isn't it? It's about really quickly. It's about a group of people, like a town of townspeople in Ireland. Yes. And the only way to kind of survive this alien invasion is to stay impaired, drunk. So
I have seen that. It's funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, it's good.
Yes. So we just recommend that always for a good laugh, but a fun time.
It's on Shudder right now.
Yes.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
It is,
I have it on my wish list on Shudder or watch.
Yeah,
list.
no, that one's a funny one for sure.
Yeah, we like that one.
I think especially the lady cop, because she was so like buttoned up and like like by the book kind of thing.
Yeah.
And there's one scene where it's just I'm okay. It's like, I won't like go through the whole thing, but there's like some stuff I don't know. It's just kind of funny seeing her.
Oh,
kinda
so
go
funny. Yeah.
No, that's a good one. I kind of forgot about that one.
I'd
I
forgotten
have it
about
sit
it,
right
too.
there.
Oh yeah. On the theme of horror comedy. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Yep. Very
Good
good.
pick.
Yep, for sure.
Very good.
All right, Chris, what do you got, man?
Okay, here we go. It's probably going to be mentioned, probably not. I remember seeing this with a good friend of mine, 2019. I have had high anxiety. I'm very shy. I had a panic attack when the scene happened. I had to walk out the theater and calm myself down. If a film can do that, it was with this one scene where a Swede says, "Can you hear the trees? They're talking." And that was Midsommar.
Wow.
I love this film a lot. This was my horror of the year. Like a lot of people say, it's a Wicker Man knockoff. This is a totally different film for that.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it is.
basically, this woman right here, this girl, her sister commits suicide with the parents. There's a great scene where the camera pans from the hose from the car and pans it all the way up to. Of course, this is directed by Ari Aster, great director. Of course, he did Hereditary, and I think this is a prequel to Hereditary. So basically, through all that grease, she has a piece of shit boyfriend that wants to break up with her, and all this stuff happens. And one of their Swedish buddies says, "Hey, let's go up to meet my folks where I was raised at." So beautiful Sweden in broad daylight. They all go to this place. You have the typical cast of characters. You know, each one is kind of different. You have the comic relief do whatever. and stuff gets real. Of course, the scene with the bear. Oh, look, it's a bear. Everyone's looking in the theater. What the hell is up with the bear? You find out what's up with the bear. This film is a trip. I love it a lot. This is a long one. I did get the director's cut. A24 had a sale. That's a great site, so I have that version of that. Yeah, don't drink the tea, specifically the dark tea, idiot. So all in all, this film is great to me. It's a great film. It's a trip.
Oh yeah,
you can stand it. Like there was a couple after the film was done. The wife looked at the husband. What the bleep did I just watch? I mean, if the film can do that to me, I'm sold. So yeah, that's Midsommar.
Great pick.
Great pick.
And that movie gets a lot of love. I hated it. Could not stand it.
Yeah,
it's very.
Yeah, I didn't like that movie. Almost turned me off of Florence Pugh forever. Because I did not like her character. Could not stand her. And I got tired of that little, that little pout she does with her mouth. I'm like, oh my God. But you know what redeemed her? Okay, Black Widow redeemed her for me. I loved her character in there. But yeah, and Hereditary didn't, so I've decided I don't think I mesh well with that director. I can tell it's well made, and I know a lot of people really love it, but oof, I was not.
Boyfriend's all tripping out, and the old man goes right next to him. He goes like, "What's going on?" Boom, like that. I'm like, dude.
I was gonna say I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I love Hereditary. It's one of my favorite films of all time. But that one, Hereditary. I wasn't the biggest fan of.
Me either, Jess.
I was gonna say Florence Pugh. I've only liked her in one film, and that's Don't Worry, Darling.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Really?
Midsommar is very 70s-esque to me. There's certain scenes in there that are like, whoa, wait a minute. It's like, yeah, it's very 70s-like to me. So I really like it. It's a beautifully done film, but yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, another good one. So, Jeff, what do we got for your next pick here?
So I am going to just go ahead and cheat a little bit. I'm going to talk one of my favorite new horror directors. And I still think his best film was his first film, and that's going to be Jordan Peele with Get Out.
Get Out. Okay.
Nice.
I think he is 3 for 3. I just kind of think he's getting a little bit worse with each one. But that's not saying that any of them are bad. I like all of his movies, but I still just think this surprised me. You just don't expect the funny guys to do something this amazing when it comes to the horror genre.
Yeah, really.
This was such a tense movie, and it dealt with a lot of real issues and a lot of things that are just scary in real life.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the conversations with the dad with him are crazy. He shows a picture of his father. Dude, I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, okay.
That's
like I said, I'm just gonna say Jordan Peele in general because none of his movies came up tonight, and I think they all deserve to be talked about.
I like us a little bit more for that aspect of it.
I like Get Out the most that he's done.
Yeah, I think Us is my favorite, but I love all of his films.
Yeah. For me, Us was my least favorite out of all of his his 3 films.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Same.
I really love Nope though. Nope was dope.
Yeah. I like
for me, it's Get Out, Nope, then Us.
Get Out, Nope.
I agree.
For me, it's Us, Nope, and Get Out.
For me, it's Us,
Really?
Get Out.
Wow.
I was gonna say that's it. Get Out. Get Out.
They're all
It has those unique characters.
But if you rewatch Us, there's a lot of stuff that really is not. There's some issues with the story. But I think that one was more effective with just the pure feeling of horror. When the doubles start showing up and it's what the heck, really creepy.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I say he's got 3 good films, and it doesn't really matter which order you put them in as your favorite. You're not wrong because they're all good.
Yeah,
That's
they're
an
all good.
interesting trilogy. To tell you the truth, you have Ty West with his trilogy.
Oh, love Ty West.
And before that, you had Jordan Peele with this trilogy here. So pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, great one. Yeah, can't go wrong with that. All right, so it's on to me. It's tough to choose here. This one I just recently saw. I had fun with it. Not saying greatest ever or anything, so I don't know what everybody else's reaction will be for it. But I had fun with it. But Thanksgiving,
I like that.
movie.
Thank you, Corey.
It was so good.
I like Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Oh, I wanted to like that movie, and I had some issues with
In my
it.
opinion.
I didn't know what everybody was going to say about it.
That's
I had a
I
great
like
time
that.
with it. I liked
Eli
it.
Roth?
Yeah.
That
Isn't that
movie was
Eli
fun.
Roth?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's Eli Roth.
So I was going to go see Borderlands today, which he directed,
Oh,
but
I
I
like
canceled.
that.
I decided not to.
I forget
But-
that he directed that
Yeah.
film Borderlands because that's
Yeah.
been in production for years. And,
Oh wow.
so
Okay.
Heard it's a rough one.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I really like Thanksgiving. Can't wait for the
Thanksgiving
second one.
was so much
Some
fun.
people really liked it.
Yeah.
So though there's
I'm
going to be a
glad.
second one. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they're supposed to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And like
It
I
comes
said,
out
it
next
needs to
year.
be called Thanksgiving leftovers.
Yeah.
That'd be
John
perfect.
Carver.
That'd be
Good one.
perfect.
I like that.
No, I had fun with it. We were talking about earlier having some movies that you get attached to, a certain time of the year or a certain holiday. So yeah, I could
That's
see
a
this
true.
one.
That's a true holiday slasher. I love
Yeah.
films like that. Love to
And
watch.
I always like when with that one I never figured out who it was till literally
Me too.
Oh, that's
literally 2 minutes before I was like, okay. Some movies like Spiral and everything, I figured it out like 10 minutes into the film. But that
Backstory
one
to that is
I never saw it coming.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, it's
I could
great.
definitely see throwing this one in around Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
During the holidays.
I know, obviously, but like just one of those where we were talking about some that just got fit with a certain time. You just, oh, it's Thanksgiving. Oh, let's throw that back in there. Or-
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Thanksgiving
I-
has an amazing opening scene. Like
Yeah,
that
it
opening
does.
scene
Yeah, it
was
does.
crazy. I love
It does, and now knowing like the ending, I like to always go back and see. Oh,
Right.
could I have figured it out and caught?
If you missed anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, to actually figure out who it actually was.
No, absolutely. I was gonna say hi real quick.
And I was gonna
Sorry.
say the diner scene in that is always my favorite.
Yeah.
Well, the trampoline scene, there's
Hi,
something
Bonnie.
about that.
Blu-ray. Hi.
Sorry, I got to say hi. I saw her.
Oh,
name
Mama
pop up.
Blu-ray.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there's a lot of good scenes in it. I don't know. I had fun with it.
It's a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So wow, we've got through 5 rounds.
5 rounds.
in
Love it.
a lot less time than what we got through 3
Oh, yeah.
Which is
So-
crazy.
whatever happened differently, I don't know, but it was fun going through that. So I do know, Sin, I know you were saying you need to drop off after
Yeah,
this, right?
I gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta
I
take
gotta
off.
go.
Oh,
Well, I
Gotta
was gonna-
take my doggies out and
No,
put them
absolutely.
to bed. And,
I was going to say if we did 5 rounds here, it's up to anybody can jump off, or we could wrap it up right now and call it good. And
You're the host.
okay,
We have to drop off Corey.
okay. Well, I
Yeah.
tell you what,
We'd have to
Yeah.
drop off too.
I tell you
Yeah.
what, then let's just wrap it up right there. I mean, we got
Yeah.
5 good rounds in, tons of great movies. I want to say thank you all very, very much for being on here. Everybody that's been in the chat, whether a short amount of time or the full thing, or if you're going to catch a replay, we appreciate all of you. But yeah, all of you for hanging in there. I know 2.5 hours is still 2.5 hours. It's a long time, so I appreciate you hanging in there.
Yeah.
Before we let you go, does anybody have anything big coming up that they want to throw out there to talk about?
Oh, fresh news.
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
Okay,
I have
Jeff,
a
how
live.
about you go?
I have a live stream on my channel with you, Corey.
No.
On
Everybody see that.
Sunday.
Yep.
It's we're gonna have a conversation with my mom on her birthday about one of her favorite westerns.
Oh, that's sweet. I love that.
Yep. So I'll be visiting over on your channel. Yep.
Very
So,
nice.
yep.
I'm on JT's Horror Discussions channel on Saturday. We're going to do a watch along of Cat in a Brain, Lucio Fulci film.
Oh, that's a
I
great
love that.
film.
Yeah,
Never
I
heard
love
that
that film. I'm doing a watch along discussion for that, so check that out if you all the time.
All right. Anybody else before we wrap her all up? All right. Thank you all very much for hanging out, and we'll talk to you all here really soon. I appreciate everybody for
Thanks
joining
for
in.
having us.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thanks
for
for
having
having
us.
us.
Great stuff.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.